everybody. Good morning or good afternoon or good evening, depending on what time it is for you where you are. Happy Sunday. Welcome to the coziest of the weekend streams. I'm here with Miss Kira, and I'm here with... Hang on, it'll kick in. There it is. Some War Within Alpha. I almost called it Dragonflight. That's going to take a bit of stopping. How you guys doing? Here, let me just turn both up a little bit, just preventatively, because I'm often too quiet. I'm almost never too loud. Let me just slam those up there. I know game sound cut out for a second. There we go. Happy Sunday. How is everybody today? Do you think that they're going to let us log back into Grumpus over here? I was playing him yesterday, and I was having a lovely time. But then I got that thing where the login screen wouldn't complete on him anymore. I think he might be toast. I also don't know if he has access to those the extra vigor and other dragon stuff that we finally unlocked yesterday. Oh, he's in. That's a good start. Let me answer my second question. This one dynamic flies, right? Yeah. All right. So he is back in. He does not have the vigor. I think that if I wanted him to get it, I would, I guess, need to take him to Dragonflight and go find a trainer as well. That's kind of stinky. My mic volume's low. I just turned it up. I just turned it up a bunch. I can't, well, I guess I can turn it up more, but I would have to go find other knobs. Productive morning. Have a fresh croissant. All is well this Sunday. Nice. Enjoying my day off after working a very stressful week. I hope that your day is rejuvenating. Alpha making you work for it. Yeah, and I'm going to tell myself that, I don't need more than 3 vigor. At a certain point, I'm sure they're going to stick they're either just going to fix that or they're going to stick an NPC in Dornegal. Or maybe there is one, I just haven't found it. I don't have 5 Dornish pike. I want to help him. There's a lot of people here. I want to help him. I just, I was having a hard time getting the fish last time. So, let's get in queue for specifically the Rookery. And should I queue's DPS too? And then maybe set up some shadow bars in the meantime. Specialization shadow. This might be a good chance for me to poke around with Voidweaver talents as well, because I'm assuming I'll have all 71 still. Yeah, so just give me the starter build. And then we'll take a look at the void talents, just in case it puts me in this dungeon and wants me to DPS, which it might. We'll see. But I haven't seen the Rookery yet. I've only done Cinderbrew Meadery. Kalasir, thank you for the 24-month resub. Happy 2 years. Appreciate it. Thought I could watch the Saturday news video and the stream at the same time, but it hurt my brain. I think Double Hazel is 3 times too many. Too many. It's no good. So I was familiar with the Rift, and then Void Blast upgrading into the Rift, because I did that. Increases the duration of the Rift. Generates additional insanity, and when you cast Devouring Plague, your rift gets bigger, and then when it ends, it does the collapsing void thing. So that's kind of cool. That's just a straight damage thing. High chance to summon a Shadow Fiend. Void Wraith. That's kind of cool. Void Wraith transforms your Shadow Fiend into a Void Wraith that casts Void Flay, dealing up to 50% additional damage, with more damage to higher health enemies. I like that. Every 2 seconds siphon. Oh yeah, the Void Leech thing, that's right. Steal health from nearby allies if they have more than you, because, let's all share. This is a passive that helps you absorb damage, and then shadow damage absorbed heals you. That seems reasonable. Rift slows down enemies. Void Torrent can be used while moving. That's right. Summoning Rift grants you a charge of Mind Devourer. I don't remember what that is. And then, Mind Devourer. I'll have to look. Do I have something? I must have something. So you become the Sark Club. Absolutely, going Voidweaver. Too bad they didn't bring back emotional damage. For a second, I thought your character was nude. She's wearing a new robe, I think. I think she's in a new questing... Actually, no, that's not true. This character is in the Wendigo Woolie's BlizzCon 2019 outfit. That's what he's wearing. I forgot the name of the thing I was going to look up, and I'm coming to realize it's not that important. What is important is to fix these bars real quick. I want to help the turtle. Maybe I'll go back while I'm waiting for this queue. There's other things we can do while waiting for the queue. I don't know if we can do delves while in queue. I think I should be able to. I probably have tried to do it recently, but I don't remember what the outcome was, so I could probably do that just for research. I wanted to grab... Oh, yeah, that's right. I had a quick screenshot of my shadow bars, so I can fix this up real quick. This one goes here. This one here. This one's there. 9. Shift 6. That's a mount. That's a Path of the Plague. We don't need our portals right there. That one there. I usually like to have a nice little shadow form button. Where did Void Ascension go? There. So is that my Void Wraith? That is my Void Wraith. That's kind of neat. I'm gonna have to look into what that looks like. I wonder if that's something that we had already or if that's a new visual. Desperate Prayer. We definitely want our Levitate and our Feather macro. Always important. That one goes there. This one goes here. Okay, looking a little better. Doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be good enough that if I get into this dungeon and they're, for whatever reason, they needed a DPS, not a healer, I can make something happen. We should have Fortitude. We should have Power Infusion. That's not going anywhere, as far as I know. Mind Soothe over here. Res on a bar somewhere. You know, not that anybody's ever going to die. And then Shadow Crash. Collapsing Void. Void Blast. Void Heart. Yeah, I don't know. How are we doing over here in chat? It depends on if they count as an instance. Helping turtles, always the priority. There's a broken scissor dagger for tailors. Max level Dragonflight tailor and craft a fabric cutter and then fiddle with it to break it and get the dagger. That is kind of fun. A lot of passives. Yeah, this is the build this was just the starter build. There are an awful lot of passives in it. I would say a little more than half. Exactly one more than half if we're counting. But it's not like I'm at a lock last. See, look, it wants me to DPS. I knew it. I knew it was gonna come to this. All right, Grumpus is just gonna have to do some Grumpus Shadow DPS, but we get to see the Rookery. I'm excited. Hello, Hazel and Chat. Hello, 7th Saga. How are you doing today? Wish you could still get the Yeti costume. I'm glad they're adding the Murloc ones at least. I wonder if they would ever recolor the Yeti one to put it onto like the trading post or something. Alright, I need a mount here. Investigate the Rookery. It's put me onto a ground mount. That's all fine. I've never seen this. We're going in kind of blind. We also have an offline DPS. We don't need friendly... I don't need friendly nameplates. I just want enemy nameplates because I'm a DPS, so I don't really... I don't want to say I don't care about my teammates, but I certainly don't need to see what their health is. Love the new shadow talents. Neat dungeon. Fast DPS queues. What is life? I think it's just because it's a lack of bodies and you need 3 DPS and only 1 healer. I think there's people that want to test the tanking and healing. Okay. All right, we're going. This is the second dungeon that you get access to very early. Seems like a brave pull, but you know what? I'm not healing, so it's fine.
I don't have a target.
That's kind of a cool mechanic. For a moment, I thought that was mine. Let's throw the Void Wraith on a more upfront keybind. I haven't used it yet, but just so I can remember. Yeah, this is the Void Weaver hero talents back. The other one's not available yet. The Archon tree for priest has not been implemented yet. They've only got 2 of 3 working specs.
I need to target something first.
Mud skippers are bis. They can be hunter pets. That's cool. I've seen the model. I didn't know you could tame them. That's excellent. Yeah, this is only apparently a 3 boss dungeon. I used to think that 3 boss dungeons were the cheat code for making like the community favorite dungeon, because a lot of the dungeons that people tend to spam run, and it's like the best key to do, have been the ones with fewer bosses, particularly on Tyrannical Week for pretty obvious reasons. But then Ruin My Life Pools came out, and now I don't know what to think anymore, because that was definitely not at the very tippy top of any of the lists for this is the easiest key to do this week. And that one only had 3 bosses, so who knows? Void Wraith it up. Okay. When he said he was going to Void Flay, I thought he was going to be channeling. I didn't know he was going to be hard casting. That's kind of cool. Furby was great. Well, it's coming back. Oh, feels like one giant gauntlet. It was just very spicy to heal. It felt like it was one of those dungeons that even once we'd kind of figured it out, it still, alright. I found something that I'm not gonna want to do on Tyrannical. This is our first boss, that's funny. I think we're also fighting it with trash. I wonder if, when this comes out, if the move is gonna be, you know, clear around the room before you pull the big griffin. That could turn out to be the case. But he's almost dead. Am I supposed to just run through it? No. Does he do just like half? I wonder if he previews which half of the room he's gonna do. I usually need to see these things a few times before I have any idea what's going on. Hey, it's dead. Look at it. Owie. I got some bracers. And a staff. I gotta put that on. Does it have a model? It doesn't have an icon yet. My level is too low. Ugh. Says who? I don't even see required level on that tooltip. Alright, so I can pick up a feather. Temporarily channel the power to crash down, energize friendly Stormrook to break free of their void bonds. Oh, are we busting out? We're busting out. I was about to call them raptors. Griffins. And then people are downstairs. I don't really know. Am I supposed to just like jump off and then like zoop around this way? I guess so. Oh, are all my friends downstairs? Alright, I'm coming. It does give you like a slow fall. Miss had a maze because every Shadowlands had a mini boss. That was it.
I don't have a target.
Open air dungeons better than underground ones? Yeah. I mean, just being able to mount up when running back from a wipe is a pretty huge benefit. Super Saiyan Burb, pretty neat. Dungeon has a huge sense of space. I won't lie to you, the things that I'm doing on Shadow Priest right now don't feel any different from the things that I was doing in Dragonflight. But I think it's because I don't... One, I'm not a Shadow Priest expert. I haven't been a Shadow main since BFA. And then... I also probably don't fully know what's going on in my talent build because I took the starter build. And then we're winging it. But it does seem like most of your hero talents are passive. Especially Void Weaver. Yeah, scenarios are coming back in Mop Remix, that's true. It's Grumpus the Night Elf new maid. I needed to make a second priest on Alpha so that I could have one that had the hero talents unlocked, and then one that was unlocking them kind of natural. And the first one I made was just a gnome called Hazel, and that's easy. Straightforward enough. And then after that, you get to get creative. So excited for Mop Remix. We don't know when that is yet, do we? I would love to put a big old panda sticker on my calendar. I would seek out a panda sticker just so I could physically put it onto my calendar. It would look cute next to the kittens. This is our middle boss. He had some description. Void thing to dodge. Dark gravity. Alright, that's easy enough. I'm assuming we do not want to be in there. Oh, okay. Well, that's fine. What about this? Jumps to the nearest player on removal. Damn. Little hot potato. Reason to buy a sticker? Sign me up. I've been very slowly working through a book of stickers that are unicorn and unicorn related. And I'm doing it very slowly because I use one sticker per day on a good day. Like if I make a to-do list that day, I get to put the sticker on the top of the list and then doodle around the sticker to make like a little thing. But if I don't make a to-do list, then I don't get a sticker. It's I'm 5 somewhere. Some part of my being is still stuck in kindergarten. In Alpha Calendar has remix dates. Right? I guess I shouldn't be so surprised. It's not like I've been reading every headline. What is considered unicorn related? Apparently, according to this extremely inexpensive sticker book that I found next to the Paw Patrol and the Minecraft one, apparently rainbows. There's a couple of rainbows. There's some stars. There's stars with rainbows behind them. What else do we have? Clouds. Magic wands. A couple fairy wings. It's cute. Some of them are bigger than others. So there's only like a handful of unicorns per page. No narwhals. No. We shouldn't expect too much. This is, like I said, a very cheap project that this isn't really for me. I just bought it because they let you buy anything. There's no glitter. Organ harvesting, no. What if the real unicorns are the friends we made along the way? Remember the scented markers? Do they not do those anymore? Was encouraging children to sniff drawing implements not a good idea? I remember those. I remember blow pens. Those were like the rage. They barely worked, but we had some of them, and the promise of them was always very exciting. Mage Belson, thank you very much for the 42-month resub. Much love to you, Kieran Moose. Give Kira some extra scritches behind the ears. Good kitty. Oh, easy. I like it. There you go. There you go. She's like, yes, fine, good. I accept. Is this my last boss? This is the last boss. This is kind of cool. I said that about everything so far. That's my... Sounds good. Makes sense. Alright, what else can we say about it? He's blue. He's made his own hot tub. He's resourceful. We like that. Big old hole in the wall leading out to the ocean. We love an ocean view. It's getting an absorb shield of some kind? I wasn't able to mouse over it and take a look. I wonder if I would have any fun reading through the dungeon journals for this now that I've done the dungeon. If I would remember any of the things and be like, oh, that's what was happening. Let's thank the nice people. Thank you. Happy with that. And now Grumpus has a shadow and a holy spec, so he can do both. Pretty sure that's more of a cold plunge situation. I got my blow pens taken away in fear I would pass out with how hard I tried to get them to work. Get a glyph for priest that makes shadow form into more blue. I needed to test how easy it is for melee to fall into that boss. Oh, I'm sorry. I saw this too late. Whoop! Let me see. That was the Rookery. It's only 3 bosses to read through, so that's not too bad. War Within, Rookery. So, we have... Oh, what? Okay, so apparently, Kyrios, the first boss, the Griffin, puts a debuff on a player for 6 seconds, and when it ends, they explode to do damage to everybody in line of sight. So you're supposed to use the hole in the middle of the room. Not at the last boss, the one that we just saw, but the first boss with the Griffin. You're supposed to use the hole in the middle of the room to mitigate damage to the party from that unstable charge. I didn't even notice the unstable charge. Maybe I'll go back and look at it sometime. That's funny that you're supposed to, I guess, use the hole in the middle. I wonder if it's easy to get out. I didn't really look. I kind of thought that hole was like a bad one. What else we got? Chain lightning was just party damage. Lightning torrent. We saw that. That was the big rotating beam. It was pretty fast. I wonder, there must be something where you can see where, like, which direction it's going to be heading in so that you can get out of the way in advance, because by the time you're running away from it, it's too late. It's going to catch you. And then lightning dash was a leap and then a knockback. I watched a day 9 video of him playing WoW for the first time. You want to know what he said? I don't pay $15 a month to read. If I want to read something, I get a book. Good point, well made. Planning on watching the Hazelnutty dungeon guides personally before I go into anywhere within dungeons. I don't know for a certainty if I'm going to do dungeon guides this time around. I need to look at some stats. And also calendars. I would like to. But they're historically they take like 5 times as long as any other video. And they usually perform about half as well. Raid guide's certainly worthwhile. But a dungeon guide is like they've been a bit iffy for me. Not saying I won't do it, but just that I'm not committed to it yet. So we could do the delve again. We did that yesterday, but maybe I'll learn something else if I do it again. Because aside from that, my other plan is just to continue questing and seeing what else we can kind of come across. When did you last do dungeon guides? Early Dragonflight, I did most, but not all of the Dragonflights. I never finished the set. Algathar Academy never got one, but the other original Dragonflight guides got one for at least Mythic. How about an arena guide? Don't they bring a new to WoW audience to your other things? There just really aren't very many other things because I get burned out doing stuff like that. The Mega Dungeon I did too as well, but I did it so late that I don't think it really turned out to be worthwhile by the time I managed to actually get it finished. So I don't know what tier I did it on the first time. Animal level 525. What is my animal right now? 437. Okay. Let's do it. Let's do it again. Let's go have a little look-see. Very much loses his mind, rightfully so, with the new player experience. Was he playing retail or classic? And I guess I don't know whether or not I'm expecting the new player experience to be better or worse in one or the other. The game's kind of like a patchwork thing where it's like they have done a lot to streamline it, but it's still like a big ball of cheese built on top of a ball of crackers, built on top of like a sample of jam, built on top of like a pizza that someone else had ordered for a different party 25 years ago. Like the whole thing is just cobbled together. Yeah, no, season 4 does not include the Mega Dungeon in Mythic Plus. It'll be on Mythic 0. I'd eat that tower of miscellaneous foods. Sounds pretty good except for the 25-year-old pizza. I don't want to know what happens to pizza after 25 years. It might put me off pizza. Sorry, retailed at the island, gets dumped into BFA with no context at all. Yeah, I feel like when Bronzebeard walks on the webs, he doesn't get
Behind us! Watch out!
he doesn't summon the ads. When I do it, I summon like little guys. Hello, Hazel. How are you doing today? Hello, John. I am doing all right. How are you?
I don't have a target.
Yeah, I guess I haven't paid any attention to what the lore or the story is of the Delve. I just trust that Bran knows what he's doing. I don't even know if that's historically a good idea. Mentally crazy? Good.
You're looking a bit rough. Take a wee rest.
I do feel very comforted whenever he puts down a fireplace for me. If it's not smoked, it's not Gouda. How come that line's not voice acted? Can we get that one on board? Oh, we found a little rare thing. Never seen a Dell before. The campfire is cute. I think that's a universal Bran ability. That anytime you exit combat, he'll set you up with a little campfire that lets you can cook on it apparently if you want to. I suppose you have time. I got excited when I first started to see these like little Torghasty powers, but the thing that I realized is that the thing I liked about Torghasty powers was that they would last for your run for the most part. There was a couple that were temporary buffs, but most of them would last throughout the run. And you would like combo them with each other. You would find pairs and trios of powers that like scaled well with each other, and you would put together a build. And this is just kind of like, well, for the next minute, you can do a lot of damage, or you can have a big aura, or you're going to explode in like a minute. And you would say, okay, fine, I guess I'm going to go AoE pull then so I can take advantage of this big buff. But you can't. Like, you know, you're not pulling anything right now. You're rescuing 4 of 5 miners. It's going to be interesting to see how you kind of metagame higher level delves if they become so challenging that you have to try to strategize in them, because as it stands, they're extremely straightforward. I wonder if Bran will pick this flower for me, because this character doesn't have herbalism. There's also a quest item over here. Bran, can you... Oh. No, that was me. I exploded. I exploded on the herb. Yeah. Hoping the bronze building will be available from non-raid. Comes from the Awakened Raid boss kills. You can get 1 per week. Yeah, they originally had it on a weekly quest, but I guess they backpedaled on that. Is this hiding behind here? Is that what's going on? It is what's going on. I love that the herbs are mushrooms. At least that one is. Bring the webbed ingot, and that'll give me companion experience. Neat. It's nice that it doesn't really matter which character you're doing delves on. You're still progressing your brand. That's very cool. I'm a big fan of that. Someone told me Pandaria Remix was on the calendar. Is it like really far, or am I just not noticing it? Because we have like time walking dungeon events. That's not it. August. There's no way they make us wait. It is there. They have, okay. Oh, I see. It's this golden thing. So it looks like on the alpha calendar, which is not like set in stone or anything. It looks like it ends on August the 19th. And it begins on May the 14th. Can I live that long? Wait, hang on. No, never mind. Why does it say that? It's just because the graphic's getting obliterated by these things. But then why wouldn't the graphic reappear here, even though it does say it's ongoing? Okay, never mind. I'm terrible at reading this, or the graphic is inconsistent. Never mind. Backing up further. When does it say? It says on Friday, April the 5th. Okay, so this means nothing. Because that was weeks ago. Beth the Hella Mess, thank you for the 6-month resub. In advance, my goodness. Got a verdant skitterfly mount from an Expedition Scout pack. Nice. Go back in time to start Pandaria Remix. Yeah, based on that, I'm not going to read too much into the dates that is on Alpha. When is the real start? I don't think we know. No remix anymore for us. We missed the timeline. That's some Bronze Drake shenanigans right there. Yeah, you could like try to glean, you could try to guess based on like, oh man, the graphic dips out here and comes back here. But I think that's just wishful thinking. I think we'll find out when we find out. I think we've got Kroby. Where's the DeLorean now? Time travel required for experiencing a remix. I mean, in a way. After a fashion. June sounds good. Is it now April? Yeah, I don't know. Time has fried me. I am the 25-year-old food. Except that I guess it's 31 and I hope that nobody eats me. I had an insane dream that I will paraphrase. And in one part of it, I was set on this like puzzle solving competition. This really like tense, high stakes puzzle solving competition. And it was being done in pairs. And for my teammate, I was assigned a baby, like a toddler. A little girl who was, I guess, older than 1 and less old than 4. I don't think she could talk. She certainly was no help with any of the puzzles or with driving the go-kart that was involved. I felt frustrated in this dream because other people had teammates that were like, I wasn't food in the dream, but we are getting there. Other people had teammates that were like helpful, and I had this cute little baby in a costume that was not useful for this at all. And then later on I felt bad because first of all, I got stuck in the puzzles and I got really frustrated. And then the admins of this event started trying to like feed me answers just to get me going again because I was getting so frustrated. And I was mad at that because I was like, well, I don't want to know if the answer is flavored grape powder that you have in your freezer there. I didn't figure that out. I don't like this game anymore and I don't want to play. And I was like really tilted. And then I realized that the baby wasn't having a very nice time because she was just kind of like sitting in a corner being like, oh, and I was like, oh man, I'm not making this fun for you. I should go find someone that will, because clearly I'm not suited for this kind of childcare. And I went to go find someone who would look after this child, and I brought her to like a table of people that were all like, oh, she's so cute, yeah, you can hang out with us, because I don't know where she came from and I don't know where she was supposed to go. But then I realized that the child's costume, which until that point I'm pretty sure had been a ladybug, turned into garlic toast, and this table also had actual garlic toast on it. And I was like, if I leave this baby here, someone might eat this baby. And that's what reminded me of it, was the conversation about being eaten. Is, you know, I'm not doing a good job of looking after this baby, but I should probably try to ensure that nobody mistakes it for garlic bread and like goes. It's me. I'd eat the garlic toast baby. What did you paraphrase there? You don't want to know. That was the nice version that is unmessed up enough for stream. This is why Auntie Hazel doesn't babysit anymore. The go-karts were it was like a race, and you had a colored track to follow, but it was like chalked onto the ground. There was a bunch of like interweaving ones, and I was trying to follow the green path. But I was like losing it because we were going too fast. And it was just very difficult to navigate. And then I ended up in the room where they were like, listen, it's the grape powder. It's the grape flavor. And I'm like, I don't care. I didn't get it, so I don't deserve to know. I'm not going to just take your clue and then be completely lost because I don't know how we got to grape flavored powder. Common mistake at puzzle solving competitions. Oh. Have you considered writing screenplays? Would love to see the unrated version. I do like to fantasize about the world in which I'm retired and society needs nothing further from me. I don't know what they're getting right now, but in a world where I don't need to like work.
Smell that? It's treasure. I know
The
it.
the big appeal of writing stories is that, to me, especially if you do not need them to be commercially successful and it does not matter if anybody likes it or not, is that it can be about anything. It can be about anything. You know, like you can tell whatever story you want, and that kind of sandboxy freedom is both extremely exciting and also makes it way too hard to actually do anything, because if you could tell anything, then there's probably like a lot of wrong answers. But yeah, if it doesn't matter whether or not anybody likes it, you can really go wild. These also crabs with the arachnophobia filter. Probably. Most of the Nerubians that look like this, I think, get filtered. Are you having garlic toast with dinner tonight? Oh man, maybe. We got a loaf of bread that we were going to use for all kinds of different bread-related meals, but we realized that the crust has a very strong olive oil taste, despite the fact that the bread was supposed to be just a regular sourdough. So it's well suited to becoming garlic bread and or toast. I use those two words interchangeably. But yeah, not so like we made peanut butter toast with it, and it was strange. It was a bit odd. I got a Rolk Nerub back piece. Appearance already known. Can I preview it? Oh, that was added to my appearance collection. That's a thing from Delves. Mine always end up being some kind of vintage slasher horror movie. Yours are a lot more creative. I mean, it wasn't fun when I was dreaming it, because in the dream, I was having an absolute tantrum over how frustrated I was that I had gotten lost on this puzzle and I didn't even want to be there anymore. My plan, once I had found someone to look after the baby, was to basically go into the woods at night and pout. Like, it was raining and it was dark and it was dangerous, and I was like, I'm going for a walk. Oh, the sourdough bread having a strong olive oil taste sounds like one of my crazier dreams. Delves are supposed to give you cosmetics for the new flying mount we're supposed to get. Yeah, maybe at higher difficulties or something. I didn't get anything like that. I did get some legs. I got a green pair of legs. It's got one of these awesome little mini skirt situations. I love these things. And then that back piece. Do I like the back piece? The shape of it indicates wings. That indicates legs. These parts look like mandibles, and this part looks like a regular cloak. But it's all made together into one thing. I don't really know what it is. I guess it's just imagery, but I feel like just like a straight pair of Nerubian wings would be like super sick. Legs and fangs, very Cronenberg. Not a fan of the back piece. The pants are fire though. Yeah, alright. We got anything else? We got an epic, magnificent chest of treasures and a plentiful chest of treasures. Those are both locked, and I'm missing an epic delve key and a rare delve key, which I don't know exactly about. I feel like that's the thing that was time gated. Like, you get X amount of those per week. So you can do as many delves as you want, but after a certain point, you're not going to be getting like your super good time gated rewards, but you could probably still keep farming them for experience or, green gear, what have you. If you have spider armor, does arachnophobia mode give you crab armor? I wonder if there are any armor pieces that are affected by arachnophobia mode. Let me see. 451. Man, I'm getting like blue gear, but it doesn't really look better than the stuff that I already have. Do I have arachnophobia mode on? There's a question. I do. It is on, so I guess no. I guess no to that Nerubian earlier and this particular cloak. Now this thing will get me out of here. Not like Mythic Plus timer per delve. Doesn't seem to be the case. Doesn't seem to be any kind of timed component. I feel like they're probably trying to get to have a mode that gets away from that, since we already have Mythic Plus. What level am I? 71? Am I in queue for anything? I mean, I guess I've done those dungeons already. We could do them again. Do I want to do them again? Maybe if we... Do I need to do them again? I want to help the sewer turtle. Here, just for fun, let's... Oh, man. I was going to say, let's go back to town and pick up fishing. I think I'm still going to do that. I kind of want to go back to the Dragon Isles and pick up my vigor. I think I might do that. Well, the other version of this is that I play without the extra hero talents, and I play my other priest instead, assuming that I can then look into it. Let's bring him back to Dornagal and see if we can log into the other one, because she at least has her vigor already. Good afternoon, Hazel. Happy Sunday. Hope you have a great day. Thank you very much. Good afternoon. Go back in town to see if we can find the bench again. Still no way to get the dragon riding stuff. So yesterday we did succeed by going all the way to the Veldraken dragon riding trainer. And as I understand it, the other ones in the other zones would work as well. Like there's one in the Waking Shores. But going to Veldraken and not just like not running a script, but actually talking to the trainer there, that did it. It was also like, it took forever to get out there because my Veldraken portal's not working. I had to take a boat. It was just a whole thing. Although, I should now have the flight path, because the flight paths, I picked them up on my way, and those should be in the War Within an account-wide unlock. They sure said they were going to be. The bench was by the trading post, I'm pretty sure. I remember. So, like, if I can fly around and find the trading post icon, I want to say maybe here-ish? No? It's going to take a while to get used to it. There's the trading post icon. It's going to take some time to kind of get the hang of the city. Because there is a roster where you can customize your Drake, but I couldn't find any kind of trainer over there. But yeah, here's the bench. There's one problem solved. Crabs, why not butterflies? So Veldraken didn't work for the script. I never made it to the trainer the first time around. Do you think we'll get new Drakthir classes? Would love to see Priest and DK. Yeah, I think so. Not for launch, but at some point. You don't want to fly through the mountain again? I mean, it was kind of fun. Let's get on. Let's log on and let's get back onto this one, Hazel. Because it is kind of fun to have a gnome that's just normally named Hazel. I don't love this wingless worm having dynamic flying, but I just got the abyss worm to drop. What do you mean? Do we know when the Pandaria event is coming? No. I got excited because it turns out Pandaria Remix is on the calendar in alpha, and then I got unexcited because according to that, it started 2 weeks ago. Hoping for Drakthir Druids and imagining their Drake Guardian forms. Dragon bears. That would be something. So, let's keep questing, I think, is what I want to do here. I think I'm going to end up doing that same delve one more time because I had the quest to do it. I had the campaign quest to do it, but I didn't actually do it on this character. But maybe now... Well, I was going to say maybe now I'll just stick to this character, but I would need to set up a holy spec on her. I could do it. Did you look in May on the alpha? Should be starting May 16th. Because they have a start date that says April the 5th. Do they have another one that says May 16th? They have another one that says May 16th. But they also have the graphic goes back to May 14th. There's just so much mess on the calendar that I'm hesitant to give it any credence. May 16th would be nice. I don't think they're going to do it super soon.
Stock up on supplies before we
because of season 4. You know, we've got season 4 in just a couple more days.
Do this.
Yeah, you be a damage dealer. Alpha calendar says May 20th to August 15th. Well, let me April, May. Where are you getting May 20th? I've got alpha calendar saying May 16th. I've got it saying May 14th. I had it saying April the 4th. May 20th doesn't have any particular day on it at all. Unless you're looking at a different client than me. you currently cannot customize background and character poses in warbands. So many alts itching to level them. I need to hurry. Oh yeah, we'll see. It'll get here when it gets here. Hopefully not on like right on top of anything else that's like super important. Is Bran almost leveled? So he's complete the delves to increase their level. He's at level 3. It does seem like you can kind of just grind Bran if you want to. I don't know that there's a good reason to do that super early. As he gets to higher levels, he'll do different things. It looks like at level 4, he can give us Ancient Weapon Oil. Temporarily buff our weapons so that we do extra damages fire on spells and melee. He can free you from stuns and bonds. He can trap some stuff. He can do some extra damage. He can increase movement speed. None of it sounds really all that life-changing.
Let's rescue these folks and avoid these webs.
Seeing my elves all the time is going to push me to get them some decent transmog. The one thing about having your character, like your favorite character that you like to play on the warband favorite scene, is that you then don't get their racial background. If you really like the way they looked on their racial background, you would actually want to have them not be in that campfire scene at all, and have them just on your regular list and not your favorites list. Because then you actually get to see their racial background. Wrong bronze beard. I'd like to be able to pose them warband scene like a Narcissa kind of thing. Should have unlockable customizations for warbands. That would be cool. Racial backgrounds are horribly outdated now anyway.
That's everyone here. Let's keep this cart moving.
Excited for the loading screen to have 4 priests. They're just holding a service.
Behind us. Watch out.
Racial backgrounds. No shade. You don't like them? I don't like all of them. I don't like the dark ones. I think some of them are nice. Now I need to look at them again to find out how attached I am to them. I know that my gnome looks a lot bigger on her login screen than she does on the campfire scene. She's like extremely small in the campfire scene, so you can't see her transmog as clearly. But, upside, you also cannot see her, eye shine, demon as clearly. Hi, Hazel. 5-minute gap, finish in an hour. Hope you're okay. Hi, JG Britt. Thank you very, very much. I'm doing great. I hope you have a wonderful day. Human and Night Elf ones, those are the most neutral. Void Elf, saturated, dark, distracting. Yeah, everybody has the catch lights. It's just that they're more obvious on gnomes, and they are still in war with an elf. Here's my herb. Make sure we get this thing behind the pillar.
Smell that? It's treasure. I know it. We're close.
I like the Worgen of the Undead. The Gothic themes are good. The Goblin one, Green Island, Boblin Town. Yeah, I guess that does. Like, I get why they did it, but you're right. It isn't very thematically matching. Kira Beat, hi, sweet lady. Hello. How are you doing? I hope you're having a wonderful day. I had a really nice walk with Moosey this morning because it's Sunday morning, so nobody's really out. And it was just kind of one of those, like, bright, shiny birds chirping. It rained a bunch last night, so everything was, like, wet, but it wasn't raining anymore. It's lovely. Pining for a good project in WoW. I think it's Mage Tower time, thanks to Ryok. I was looking at Ryok's post in the Discord, and I was feeling it. I was relating pretty hard. I remember spending the day grinding Cobalt rep, Sword Army rep today. Nice. Love mornings like that. I'm just, it's so hard for me to just, even when I'm in something really lovely like that, just appreciate it for what it is and be in the moment and not be like, man, I wish I could stay, or I wish I had like a like a place where I could like do this for more time, or I know I need to, and I'm working on just kind of like letting go of all that and being like, this is nice, and not needing it to last forever or anything. But it was nice. How is Alpha feeling? Good. I don't hate delves so far, and I was kind of skeptical, so this is good. I was worried they were going to be really boring. I was worried that they were going to be very, very puzzle focused, and there are... Honestly, I actually don't think I've encountered anything that you could call a puzzle. There are things that are like... Oh, I forgot to do the rare thing. Oopsie doopsie. Whoopsie. The cute cat. Kitty cat. You hear that? It's true. Yeah, this is a delve. This is a delve with the arachnophobe filter on, so that's why there's crabs attacking us. That's why we like Fridays more than Sundays. Dreams sound more puzzle focused. These are the easy ones. Higher level sound challenging. I just want to know in what's gonna make them more challenging. Is it if it's just the numbers being scaled up?
What have we here?
Then fine, I suppose. But less depresso Torghast. I liked Torghast better. I thought Torghast was more interesting. I didn't like being forced into Torghast, but I thought that the roguelite, like putting together builds for different powers, was a little more interesting than this. You can choose the difficulty level, but right now in testing we have access to difficulty 1 or difficulty 2, and this is difficulty 2. The higher ones are gated. Lots of CC and one-shot mechanics to dodge. Yeah, we'll have to see. That would be something. Time you had to plan your routes and help her more strategically.
Found a bit of gold.
Yeah. The final tier will be one single boss only, Mage Tower style, very challenging. I didn't hear that. That's really cool. I'd like that a lot.
There's treasure here.
No one successfully beat it in their closed test. Okay, I like that less. If they can't do it, then I can't do it. Not as strong as Mage Tower. Never got that. Oh, no power tied to it. Bragging rights only. Oh. Bragging rights and cosmetics? Because, I mean, I'll do something to brag about it if I can brag about it with the assistance of some glam. If it's just an achievement, then they can keep that. Aren't cosmetics bragging rights? Once upon a time, yeah. Nowadays, I feel like it's a bit trickier. Title, maybe Mog. We'll have to see. Plunderstorm round 2. Yeah. Reward stop at 8, so 9 to 11 are for a challenge. If it's a fancy mount, I'm all in. I can't believe I forgot to kill that rare downstairs. I guess it doesn't really matter. And it's dead. We didn't even run it over with a minecart. Whoa. Maybe it was going to run me over with a minecart.
Stand back while I clear this away.
I don't think I've ever felt as special in my life as when I wore the Plunderstorm Mog fully before the renown buffs. They're different in different languages. Oh man, I forgot to play Connections yesterday. I wanted to. I was talking about it and then I forgot. I'm back on my Wordle grind. But I do it with my partner every day, and he's nice because he lets me just shout answers as soon as I think of them and not wait to contribute to the puzzle equally. Because I get way too excited. I'd say do it now, but backseating. If I was gonna do it now, I would do that thing where I turn off chat until I've figured it out, so there's no spoilers. Delves are technically spammable, but there is a time gating to how often you can get the good rewards. Like, I cannot open these good ones anymore. I don't know if I ever could, but I can't open them because I don't have any keys. There's like a limited amount of keys you can get within a week. Nice page with the database of every connection so you can play yesterday. Word remains a steady part of my morning routine. Are you one of the people that likes to use the same starting word every day, or do you mix it up? My family also plays, and there's different ways of life about going about it. Same word every day, fully mix it up. See, I knew it. There's archetypes, and there's I was gonna say there's not a right or wrong way, but I think technically gamer wise the right way is to use like a meow or something like that. But roll out your vowels. But I find it more fun I pick a new one every time. Same word. It was the first puzzle I ever solved. Hit him with the adieu. Must not break my solar tradition. Yeah, I come up with a new word every day. Or like my partner and I will alternate as to who gets to pick the first word. I just try to find something that has 2 vowels in it. Any 2 vowels. And which is a lot of words. It's not that hard. Speak to Brand's Bronzebeard outside the delve. Oh, okay. Oh no, my Duolingo streak. Just don't know that many words, man. I find connections, which I only recently got into because I saw Crypt doing it, and apparently that's who I'm basing my life choices on. I recently got into connections, and some of those are like I feel like I get them, and then I feel like I'm just in the Matrix because I'm like, wait, I know what that is. But then sometimes when I like finally finish the puzzle and we find out what the category was for the last 4, I either don't get it because it's a reference to something I've never heard of in my life, or I was like, well, okay, I understand how they got there, but I never would have thought of that. That's too hard, too much. Sell me on connections. Oh, so they give you a grid of 16 words, and they fit into 4 categories. There's 4 words will have a connection to each other. And you have to figure out which sets of 4 are belonging to the same category. But it's tricky because there's some that kind of seem like, when you're trying to figure out what the connection is between them, some of them can seem like they might go together. But then you think about it more and you're like, wait, that's not exactly the right thing. Not a very good salesperson. I see. New game. Group of friends that does it each morning. Yeah. Sounds like a board game that I play. All right, thanks. I'll take 6. Oh man. We just start streaming. We just start streaming Hearthstone Battlegrounds, and then in between we do Duolingo. We just pick a language, and then I try and say the words, and then everybody can roast my accent. Are you gonna make an earthen? Yeah. Am I gonna play it? I don't know. I'll make one. For what? I don't know, just because it's new. You can tell I'm super jazzed about it. They look nice. It's just not something that I ever really wanted. I don't know. Freshsco, thank you for the 4-month resub. Appreciate it. They do have fun dance. That's true. That is true. Thanks a love. What will you play in Cata Classic? Nothing. I would be very surprised if I end up on Cata Classic. Timocracy, thank you for the 27-month resub. They have no fur, not sure what to do with them. Rock polish. No shampoo, only rock polish. Here you go, have some pottery. If we get Harroneer, that's going to be a new main alt, definitely. I feel like Void Elf players will be eating good soon. Would have been very surprised if you ended up on Hardcore Classic back in the day. That is true. I often say that I would be very surprised if something happened, and then it's not unheard of for it to happen. Occasionally, I am very surprised. It does come out sometimes. There we go. Brand got 100 experience. Congrats, bud. If we get Harrier, they can be druids. I'm never looking at my night elf again. To increase their speed by +2. That's where the Sewer Eternal is. I want to look and see what other wild pets. We got a couple of wild pets from Dornegal. Or from the Isle of Dorne, pardon me. We got 3 wild pets here on our first day, but I wanted to see what else there is. There's rams. There's at least 4 more colors of... There's at least 4 colors of a ram pet. There's a red version of the mushroom thing, another lamb, and then a couple of frogs. Okay, so it's not like a crazy amount of different models. We've pretty much got... I guess I could use a ram. One of each. I did collect... Well, did I collect all the pets from Dragonflight? No, I didn't. I got all the wild pets from Dragonflight, certainly. I still need a Blulu? I still need a Blulu. I never finished Claws for Concern. I just... every time I look for the world quest, it wasn't up, and I go, okay, never mind. And then I got bored and I stopped looking. And then sometimes, at least once, like a long time ago, not recently, but somebody was like, oh, hey, it's up. And then I looked and then it like wasn't. And there was some confusion about like whether, like it being up for some people but not others. I think I'm buying Brol. Boss is so bugged. Brol. Oh! I don't remember that one, but I do, I have remembered that I am missing at least 2 more from the Zerlite Caverns because they didn't Aquapo and then the Underlight Moth. I don't think I have either of those because I was kind of farming them and then I didn't get them. I remember getting frustrated at connections if they reached more than I felt was reasonable. Yeah, the one thing that saves connections from that for me is not that they don't reach. They occasionally do, and sometimes I see the answer and I'm like, that was unreasonable. But because you're trying to set 16 things into 4 groups of 4, you only need to figure out 3 of them. If there's one of them that you don't understand, you can still complete the puzzle by figuring out the other 3. So, and then when you do that, you get to find out what the 4th one was. You're only in real trouble if there's half of them that you can't sort. And I haven't had that happen to me yet, although I'm sure it would tilt me a lot. Dropped Aquapo and Karak on the same day. It was such a happy day. Oh man, I am like really losing hope, or I've kind of lost hope in Karakta, just because of how much harder it is to get kills in on it now, and the fact that it still hasn't dropped for me. Only cavern pet I'm missing, and it's expensive. Hi, kitty. Flap cat. Treasure of massive gains. I don't remember if I did that or... I think I did it. I give it 68% odds that I did that. Gives you something to overcome. It's just so frustrating when you're waiting, like, when you're waiting for potentially over an hour for a thing to spawn that you know is almost certainly not going to drop you the thing that you need, and you know that previously there was a time when it was a lot easier to find this rare before Blizzard changed it to make it despawn when no one's around. And there used to be way more groups up for them as other people were farming it, and people have kind of moved on. Not everybody, there are still occasionally groups, but like, it's just, everything about it is just demoralizing. It seems like you could spend 90 minutes per kill and then do another 150 of them. And then finally get it, and then somebody be like, oh cool, yeah, I got that mount in the first patch. I just kind of like joined a group and it dropped. Wowee! First time today because I was watching you farm and it dropped. Oh, congratulations! I've also always been frustrated by Karakta's reset rate and availability being not very transparent. It's annoying to figure out whether it's even available, and then following that, whether or not you've already killed it within that availability period or not, because it's kind of funky and it doesn't work exactly like, you know, like a dragon, or not a dragonflight rare, Shadowlands, where it was like, you know, once per character per day, and you knew it was and they were pretty much always available to spawn if you like waited long enough. This zone rotation thing is just annoying. Still doing Violent Mistake. That was annoying. that was top tier annoying. I was lucky that I managed to get that to happen. And I like got a friend to log on in the middle of the night so that we could like 2-man the thing because other people would interfere with it so often. That one was like a special kind of hell. 1 to 3 weeks in season 4, you'll be able to realm hop due to scaled up world events. I don't like joining groups that are not for the... I don't like disingenuously joining groups. I know that it's like everybody does it. It's not a big ethical quandary or anything like that. But if like somebody lists a group for a world event, I will not join it to try to like see if a rare is up on that server if I don't intend to help with the event, just because it feels gross to me. I wouldn't judge anybody for doing that. I think it's the sane thing to do. I'm just, oh, that's scary. Broken on the inside. Garrison cave layout. Yeah! I think I don't need to be in here anymore. I think I got... My quests look nice and done. I think maybe that was... Yeah, that was the last thing I needed. Missing 3 Dragon Writing manuscripts from those 30-minute rotation rares. Husband is tired of my alarm waking us up in the middle of the night so I can kill a rare. Yeah. Yeah, I bet. Need these as Trent's on a Moonkin. Do you remember my Discord? We always tried to solve connections hard to easy. Oh. Yeah, that would make it trickier.
I need to target something first.
Discarded botanist notes. I wonder if that's an herbalism thing. Let's go take a look. Oh, I think I'll never get a time lost proto drake. I like collecting mounts, but I'm reaching a point where I feel like I kind of have enough. So if I don't enjoy the process of farming the mount, I don't really feel a need to do it anyway. So when something feels gross, I'm like, well, there's probably something else I could do. Just gotta pick something. Abandoned in the dim candlelit chamber, parchment, wrinkled and worn, bears the traces of hastily scribbled research notes. Log entry. Date, harvest quarter cycle. Fungarians are mad. Spore dispersal is lots. Collect remaining research notes. Okay. You betcha. Got 3 different mounts yesterday. Clay Scale Horn Strider, Dream Surge Saber Mount, and the Plains Runner one from Grand Huts. That's a big day. Like filling the gaps in Simple Armory. Yeah, it is nice. Sometimes Simple Armory reminds me of like a sticker book that I've seen. There's like sports sticker books, I think. I've never seen one in person, but occasionally on Taskmaster somebody would bring one in as like a prize task reward, and it's kind of always reminded me of Simple Armory, this idea that you've got like all these gaps that you then collect stickers for and like fill in. A lot of the rare world drop mounts just waiting for the spawn for a chance, not engaging or fun because you just wait. Yeah. Yeah, and especially if it's like a very long window, it's not super fun. I've never been a fan of the soundless style grind where I don't mind waiting a long time for a rare if it's like a really high chance or a guaranteed chance at the mount. And I don't mind killing a rare 1,000 times. Okay, maybe 1,000, but if it's pretty reasonable to get a chance on it. But both is a bit too dirty for me. I'm not saying I won't do it, but I won't be happy about it. How about 19,000 times? On a rare? I don't know. Heal 5 earthen denizens. Offhand terracotta lamp. Terracotta? Cured terracotta. That looks like metal to me. Sandless has to be one of the hardest mounts nowadays. People are nice when it comes to tagging rares or achievements. I didn't know Sandless drops them out when I ran into it, and I killed it, and I got it! My goodness. Oh. Bloodseeker reference. Oh. I thought we had like 40,000. I thought it was like 42,000 kills on those things. Are Kinder Eggs loot boxes? Are they regulated by the EU? I don't know, but I think they stopped selling them in the States because choking. Some reason. I was pretty disappointed when I got a couple as an adult somewhat recently, and I don't know what kind of nostalgia I was trying to resurrect, but it wasn't working out. This is probably a good sign that I should not purchase a Furby. They brought him back, actually? Being sold in Spain, never stopped selling them. I think it was just the States that didn't have them for some time. As far as I know, they never left Canada either. I just left Canada for a while. Chocolate, something to play with, what's not to like.
Let's get down to business then.
Yeah, I think it's because I opened two that both had, instead of like a toy, it was like a little really flimsy plastic magnet. And the whole assembly was that there was a sticker that you could peel off a sticker sheet and put on the magnet. So the magnet then became like a Wonka movie sticker. And the magnet not only was extremely weak, but also I don't have anything magnetic to put it on. I can't even put it on my fridge if I wanted to put this thing on my fridge because my fridge isn't magnetic. It's just, I guess that's not the fault of Kinder, but like, I don't know. Later on, I got one that was a spinning top, and that at least did something. Taz for one, thank you for the 15-month resub. Appreciate it. Maybe I should buy one soon. I mean, the good news is even if all you're buying is disappointment, it's pretty cheap disappointment. It's not exactly like it's gonna ruin your life savings. I hope. Oh, she wants me to make pottery, but then she left behind before telling me how to do it. Or placed in a forge. Oh man, this is some grief pottery. Is it over here? She left. Weird going from countless hours of BFA Hazelvots on YouTube. They're like 6 years old to streams. It's like time skips in a TV show. Yeah, BFA was kind of a past life. It doesn't feel like it was that long ago, but it does feel like it was that long ago. Maybe in this building. Yeah, the new battle vets are really cute. Alright, I found her. She has combo points? Question mark? Oh no, that's not combo points. That's it's a, I don't know, what do you call it? An ellipsis is where you need to, she's talking. You've got things you could say to her. When I smelt this, will you try molding the ball of clay on the table? I thought I could just, I thought they were gonna fill up as I punched her, or like completed steps of her task or something like that. Yeah, I thought it was a counter as well. Unfired clay pot picked up. This does kind of make me want to play around with pottery. I know you can do it for fun in places. It just seems wasteful for me to have fun by making terrible things that are physical. Like, if I can have fun by making terrible things that are digital and that we can just delete off our hard drives, that seems like a more, you know, doesn't waste any clay. Wobbly edges, an asymmetrical oblong body, and the glaze looks too dry, it will crack. Me after I've done anything. This is terrible and it will never work. My work mug is a mug I painted at a pottery place. I did do pottery. I used to have a mug that I had painted at a pottery place, but it was, it didn't hold heat very well, and it was hand wash only, and it was kind of an awkward shape. It just like wasn't a good mug. I don't know whose fault that is. But I found out that my mom has a mug, like the one that she uses all the time. I was over at her place and I commented, "Oh man, you've had that forever," because I remember her drinking from that when I was a little kid. And she was like, "Yeah, I got it at the Vancouver Aquarium when I was a teenager." And I'm like, whoa, that's crazy. Not that, she's my mom is a sprightly spring chicken. There's no shade or anything, but I don't have anything. I am factually younger than my mother, and I don't own anything. I don't think from when I was 14. I own one thing from when I was 14. And it's a pair of like board short length pajama shorts that were handcrafted by my sister when she was 16 at the time, and they're really comfy and also just a fashion item that is unavailable anywhere else. Inherited my great grandmother's ceramics. Concerning Fungarians, I am concerned that I am in the wrong building. How cute is this little bed? It's just right for me. I fit. Oh, yeah. Should this be my new BRB screen? I've been wanting to do something more fun and exciting with my AFK stream for when I take a break from stream. That's excellent. Still have a plushie that was given to me shortly after birth. That's very sweet. I do actually, now that you mention it, I do have one of those too. Is it possible to get your UI export string? I don't have it posted anywhere. And it's a little bit too long to post a chat. This would be awesome. Well, what time is it? It's 10:30-ish. It sounds like a reasonable time for a break, for at least for now. I'm gonna AFK. But I will be back. Alrighty. Kitty's in the chair, but she's kind of busy. Alright. Kitty, can I... Is now a good moment? I know. Oh, I know. I got you, though. She was so mad when I did this yesterday. She was like, "No, you sit on the floor. I'm comfy. You got up. You know this runs on a dib system." Share privileges have been revoked. So, oh yeah, I was trying to find out how to get into that building. Clearly it's not this one, because I'm questing. I have some notion as well about going back to Donegal, going back to the city, and getting alchemy training, and then just like looking through the available craftables, because I was reading that there were cool things that you can make, and I just kind of want to like poke through them on my own time. She meowed real loud about it yesterday. It was cute. Yeah, I get it. I don't. I think I am in many ways very alike to my cat. If I am tired and I am like sleeping and comfy, and you make me get up, I'm not gonna be happy about it. I'm not gonna like you very much for a little while. Okay. Yeah, so they're sending me out there. We finished this little area. I guess I could try fishing a little more to see if there's any world in which I get more Dornish pike. I have one Dornish pike that I managed to fish up just from like the beach here. Not from a pool or anything, but just from like a standard cast. But then nothing else was doing. I wasn't getting any other. Here, let's maybe go from this little rock over here. That sounds nice. 2 chairs. And I just like roll the one that the cat's in to the side. Get a little cam on it. They're both, like, the plot twist is they're both like Herman Miller chairs. Oh man. Nope, nothing. I need 4 fishies, so that we can help this rat. What if the turtle is running a scam? I'm not convinced that dollar on sewer turtle is not straight grifting. I don't think, I mean, don't get me wrong, the rat I'm sure would eat the fish, but like he's absolutely running a scam. I just it reminds me, I just got in Stardew Valley to the point in the new 1.6 patch to the point where you're like repairing the tree and there's like a raccoon, and one of the first things he says to you is, "Hungry, feed me," and he wants like clams and some smoked fish. And I'm just forever trying to supply delicious nummies to wildlife. Trust the turtle. In turtle, Dick trusts. I don't think I'm ever gonna find out at this rate. I'm gonna need to remember for later. It bothers me more than it should that we absolutely have seagull models in this game, and yet the Isle gulls look like this. Why does that upset me so much? If they had been called if they had been named anything else, I think I would have been like, yeah, it's a bird. Deadly gulls. They're like raptors. They look like hawks. Enjoyed this week's WoW News with yours about the alpha. Oh, thank you very, very much. Logabug art team must know. Issue reporter. I take issue with the fact that these seagulls are like, well, listen, what if I just don't understand yet? I'm gonna look real silly if they're like, listen, later on in the quest line, you discover that all of the gulls have been abducted and the hawks are running an operation to seamlessly replace them. And it's like a clue to a later mystery, you know, like there could be more going on there. Oh, that's right. He wanted something too. We kicked the fish and he was like, "How dare you?" Because I was just trying to kick him into the water because he was suffocating, and apparently, you know, he's a lionfish. You don't want to touch him. Don't think I can swim very far. Maybe a good meal would help. Hint, hint. And he doesn't want any of my dilly-dally days. And he doesn't want my single Dornish pike. So I don't know what he wants. Sorry, could you rename these clearly raptor birds to something more appropriate? Aren't you glad you invited me to your alpha test? Dark hawks are now our every bird. Thwart the livelihood of turtle kind. We find that one of these rocks is hollow and all of the seagulls are trapped inside, just being forced to lay eggs for the gulls to eat. It's just that the new gulls, it's just that the raptors have started an identity theft / poultry farming scheme. Not poultry farming, egg farming scheme. Although, that is the omnipresent threat that gets the gulls to keep laying, is if they're not careful, this is going to turn into a poultry farming scheme. I was going to go pick up Alchemy and then look at the stuff, that's right. This is the war within lore I came here for. I need to unbind aerial halt. I hate it. I always press it and I never mean to. And it is a bad choice 10 times out of 10. Turn those seagulls into free gulls. Oh man. Alright, I need an alchemy trainer. I definitely saw one earlier. I remember I was looking at the alchemy. Yeah, it's over here. I was looking at the room for it. It's right by the herb trainer. I currently have, profession-wise, just herbs, so we can certainly take alchemy. Hello. Nice to see you. Here, have 100 gold and 10 copper. And then we get our Kazelgar alchemy. Kazelgarami. Alright, we got wild experimentation. Perform a risky experiment with 30 herbs of your choosing, potentially discovering a new recipe in the process. You need coreway catalysts, which you get from reclaiming concoctions. You extract them from 5 unwanted potions or flasks. We also have Elgarine healing potions, which are vials and mycoblooms. So I could make myself some of those. It's kind of cool. I know that the Flascator in Stormwind had them too, but... Morning, Hazel. How you doing? Morning, Jans. I'm doing all right. How are you doing? I'm at a place in my life where I'm like doing my best not to worry about stuff because I know that the worrying is not helping and it's like messing with my body. But even when I don't let myself think about it, I'm still like, it's still here. And I'm mad about it. What was I gonna do? I was gonna look at all the different things we can make. That's right. That's right. I still don't know what my main professions are gonna be in the War Within. It's gonna be either alchemy, enchanting, and then I have like a gathering tune, like my druid takes herbalism and then something else so that I can kind of supply the mats from my druid into my warbank and then craft the alchemy stuff like this, or and then slash buy it. Or I could keep herbalism on my main so that I can enjoy picking herbs while I'm out and about, but that would mean I don't have enchanting. I don't know that I want enchanting, but historically I have had it, so it's nice to have someone in the guild that's like got it handy. Accounting thing you mentioned. There's like a bunch of stuff at this point. They're kind of piling up on me. That's one of them. And everything I've done to fix it has just uncovered something worse. Gotta move in a month and I haven't prepped much. Oh man. I know. The good news is that in a month and a bit, you know, whenever you're on the other side of it, one way or another, it's gonna be done. They still have the exploding mechanic. It looks like it, yeah. It's called wild experimentation. And it says it's a risky experiment. I am very much assuming that this is going to explode. What else? You've also got meticulous experimentation that you can learn. Thaumaturgy. Attempt to perform a miracle with 20 materials of your choosing. This technique may yield new discoveries, but is highly destructive. I wonder if that doesn't have the exploding thing. So, like, you could do the exploding thing if you want to efficiently research new recipes, but you don't mind waiting the downtime out after you have gone. Whereas maybe this one, if I'm guessing, because I am guessing because I don't have enough stuff, also it requires a philosopher's stone. Maybe it says highly destructive, so it takes twice as many materials as experimentation, but it does not. It doesn't sound like it's risky. It just says it's more destructive. Heard herbalism has a garden now. Yeah, it was a data mine thing because we don't have access in alpha to Hallowfall yet. From the sounds of the Wowhead article, it seems like when we collect those, there's going to be like a little bit of an expanded mechanic surrounding those seeds that we got, like the seedlings that we were picking in Dragonflight. Instead of finding dirt to plant them in, it seems like there's going to be a place you can go to have dirt and maybe some other mechanics around it. Professions are going to be so much easier with warbands. How do the dragon hawk models look while dragonflying? Here, we can take a look. That's an easy thing to check. Let's find a dragon hawk. Pretty. So. Uh-oh. Eh? Please stand by. The tricky thing though is that my flight style is currently skywriting, and you are not able, apparently, supposedly, to fly regularly in this city. This unlock is not supposed to be available yet. This is a thing that requires, like, doing the Pathfinder thing. Like, that's the freaky thing, is first of all, this is supposed to be a dynamic flying mount. Second of all, I am currently in the skywriting version. Third of all, I shouldn't even be allowed to do this. So let's see. Yeah. Let me check and see if the other Dragonhawks are also the same way. Cause yeah, that is a boo-boo. That is an alpha boo-boo. Okay, this one flies. Here's the answer to the dragon riding thing. There you go. Looks lovely. It stretches out a little bit the same way that the nether rays do. When it's like soaring. But all right, follow-up question. Yeah, Eclipse Dragonhawk is specifically. Go with that. Alright, look, we found it. It is all or nothing. You toggle between regular and skywriting. But see, yeah, it just requires Pathfinder Unlock to even use it in this area, so that was definitely a bug. You broke it. Good job. It's like a 5-second cast, and then it toggles it for all your mounts. It is technically a little bit less convenient than having different mounts that can do each, and then being able to swap between those mounts on the fly, but it's less messy than determining it on a mount-by-mount basis. Wouldn't mind assigning specific mounts to be a static mount. I wish that you could maybe if they added like an override as a piece of mount equipment, that would be kind of neat, where you can like have a piece of mount equipment that forces a given mount. Oh no, mount equipment is journal wide, it's not mount specific. Never mind, that wouldn't work at all. I don't know. But if there was some way to like assign a specific mount, even if it's just one, to always function as dynamic or always function as static, even like regardless of your toggle switch, so that you could have like, if you wanted to mostly be on one, but occasionally be on the other, and you don't want to switch the whole thing every time. You just wanted to like assign a mount for that. That would be nice, but it's not something that they're working on as far as I know. I was looking at alchemy stuff. That's right. Isn't the whole map, but how big does the surface island feel? Pretty large. It feels pretty big. I don't have anything to compare it to, but you do. I feel like it would take a long time to get around if you weren't using dragon riding, sky riding. I was looking at alchemy. That's right. I wanted to see what other kind of cool stuff we can make. So we were talking about how you can perform miracles with extra materials with a philosopher's stone. So I can't currently try that unless, let me just go for funsies. Let's go back to Stormwind and see if the testing NPCs have anything. Let's see if they have anything that we can use as a I'm in the wrong building, aren't I? I have yet to learn. It's going to take me a while to get the hang of exactly where the portals are. As a philosopher's stone, because I wouldn't mind if I end up with more herbs, like messing around and figuring out exactly what the difference is with that. Over here, maybe? No, I don't remember going around this big zoopy hallway. All dynamic mounts 2-seated now because of enable passenger? I think so. I haven't been to Nashatar, no. I would assume that you can. I don't see a reason why you can't, but I also haven't checked it personally. Oh, was it this one? It was like one of these northernish things. It was a big room, and it had like a big portal on the left and a big portal on the right. Might have been up north. Let me go poke around. I need to make like a little key, a little legend for myself, a map that shows it all a little bit better. Because it is a really big city. And it has like lots of stuff in it. The inn was back there. It's got to be this, right? Yeah, there we go. So Foundation Hall is this big old thing that is north of the dungeon entrance, the Rookery dungeon entrance. Okay. I'm not going to remember that, but maybe like the third time that I remind myself, I will. So if something is BOP, you cannot put it in the Warbands Bank unless they change the designation on it. They would need to make those things warbound if they wanted you to be able to send them around. I don't know whether or not they would do that, but if the expansion goes live and that recipe remains a BOP drop, then you could not use your Warband Bank to transfer it. You can put things that are unbound or that are warbound. You can put BOEs, but if the thing is soulbound, then you're out of luck. I was going to go look and see if I can get a Philosopher's Stone from the testing NPCs over here. They are going to have follower dungeons. They're not testable right now, but there will be follower dungeons. Oh, hang on. They are testable. I'm dumb. Find a group. Okay, they're not testable. I'm not dumb, but they're right here. You've got follower dungeons. They said that they're going to have them available for the War Within dungeons. There's no list. Not yet. It's alpha. It's early. Oh, it's a roller coaster. Okay. I wanted to see what.
You've got my ear.
So you've got gems. You've got enchants. Ring enchants. Secondary stats. Oh, fun. There's a Radiant and a Cursed version. So we've got Radiant Crit, Mastery, Haste. And the Radiant enchants are just like a straight buff. And then you've got Cursed, Mastery, Haste, Crit verse. The Cursed version saps another stat in order to give you the stat that you want, but it gives you more of it. So a Radiant Haste enchant increases, and these numbers I'm sure are not final, but a Radiant Haste enchant increases your haste by 35. Whereas a Cursed Haste, okay, those numbers, there's no way they're final. But the Cursed Haste saps 1,020 of your Versa and gives you 1,360 haste. Permanently infuses a ring with a Cursed chant. I mean, that's just an enchant. Wild. That's cool. Yeah, so you can trade your Versa for haste. You could trade Mastery for Versa. You could trade Crit for Mastery. And you could trade haste for crit. It's like a big rock, paper, scissors. A little bit like reforging with enchants. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna write a note. I like that. It's the clickbait that we all need in the world. Do. Not even what I came here looking for, but that's kind of cool. What other enchants do we have? Authority are weapon enchants. Authority of Air sometimes beckons a protective wind to your aid that absorbs damage. Authority of Fiery Resolve is a healer enchant. Healing something radiates a wave of soothing fire. My favorite variety of fire. Soothing fire that heals yourself and your 4 closest allies. Authority of Radiant Power. Procs on damage dealing. Does damage, increases your primary stat. That sounds like a pretty good, like a pretty widespread, something that lots of people will use. Authority of the Depths. Damaging foes applies suffocating darkness to them, adds a dot. Increases with every application, eventually becomes crushing darkness that instantly inflicts remaining damage. I'm sure somebody will math out which one's better. For various things. Abilities have a chance to imbue you, causing further abilities to sometimes unleash lightning, which splits, and that's like a Cleavy enchant. Oathsworn Tenacity weapon enchant is like a Versa proc. Yeah, so we also have straight stat procs to the weapons, so if it turns out that one of these things is not best for you, I bet you it's one of those things where these guys are like more strong early before you get a lot of. Actually, I don't know how theory crafting works. I don't really do that kind of thing. But like static number enchants are often more powerful early in a tier, whereas later on, sometimes secondaries are better. I think. But yeah, we've got a mastery proc, you've got a haste proc, you've got a crit proc. Of course, they all have special names that I'm not going to remember. There is a speed to boots, Scout's March, speeds to boots. We like that. Cavalry's March, which is mount speed to boots. I'm sure you could do that instead if you wanted. Because the speed one's 250 speed, but the mount one is 10% mounted speed. Do you think we're going to have like our world questing boots and then like our in-instance boots and we just kind of like go boop, 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 boop. Priest order hall
The
mount.
dunes have everything we need.
Yep, dynamic flies. Almost every flying mount does. Basically, almost every flying mount does. There's the only one that looked like it didn't. And now I'm pretty sure this thing used to fly. Oh yeah, it does fly. But it doesn't have dynamic riding right now. Yeah, and the Dragonhawk is kind of messed up. Not every Dragonhawk, just that specific one that I happened to get on. Oh, you know what's funny? Is that Dragonhawk dynamic flies in Stormwind now. It's in Dornegal specifically. And maybe in other zones in the Dragon Isles. That's for them to figure out, but that is funny. Bugs are weird, man. Derp owl.
Hi there.
Cash, I don't understand why you're worked up about the Dragonhawk thing. I want...
Surviving means being resourceful.
What do I want? Oh yeah, I was reading enchants, that's right. I was having a next
Have
time
you
reading
come to
enchants. They're after the gems. I guess the gems are just stats, right? Do any of them have fun things they do? Pardon me. Okay, so we have Algarian Diamond, which is like a unique equipped one. This one gives primary stat and extra crit per unique Algarian gem color. So I guess using a variety of different stat gems would give you a better bonus on that one. That's fine. Insightful Blasphemite gives you a maximum mana per unique gem color. Elusive gives you movement speed per unique gem color. That's kind of cool. Maximum mana, movement speed, crit effect. Not crit strike, but crit effect on Culminating Blasphemite. Cubic Blasphemite gave you the same amount of primary stat and 20% perceived fame and fortune, which is a bananas thing to write on a gem tooltip. Does that mean rep and gold gained? Is it a placebo? Does it have some kind of secret effect? What's up? And then you can add there's a setting, you can add a socket to stuff. QP Ranger 2, thank you for the 22-month resub. Is it beta only flavor text? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they haven't figured out what that one's going to be yet. That's funny. Okay, we got through the weapon enchants. The boots had the speed. Oh no, there's more boot enchants. There's one more. So you can take mounted speed, you can take movement speed, or you can take straight stammed boots as well. That's good to know, especially if you find yourself being really squishy in early dungeons. And then we have a chest enchant, speed and main stat. Pardon me, speed and agi, not any main stat, specifically agi. Intellect gives you max mana and intellect. This one gives you more int, but no mana gain. No maximum mana gain, just 150 int up from 111, but no 5% mana pool size. This gives you strength and stam, a lot more stam than strength. This, and then you're good. Oh, tool enchants. Fun. We're back to that. Sounds like Grift is involved. I hope NPCs come up to you asking for autographs. So you can do gathering tools. We've got deftness, finesse, ingenuity. Ingenuity. Crafting tool. Was that always a crafting stat and I just don't know about it because I've not been crafting stuff? It says it's a crafting tool enchant and not a gathering tool enchant. So I'm assuming it's not a it's not, I don't think it would be perception. Yeah, Dragonflight crafting stuff is staying. They're iterating on it. What is ingenuity? I don't have any tools right now, but Algarian ingenuity increases ingenuity by 40. I wonder if it's for armor crafting, because I don't have any ingenuity on these guys. I just have inspiration, resourcefulness, multi-craft. I wonder if you looked at... They're changing inspiration. Inspiration is still listed, but... maybe it's just an early version of it. Yeah, it sounds new. I'm going to make a note to just look into that further. Ingenuity. Did they post any kind of like an article or something talking about what it is that they're doing with that? Removing inspiration. Okay. Where did we learn that? I believe you. I just want to know where the reference is. They made a blue post. Okay. They do have a dev interview. Because there's Wowhead articles are sometimes blue posts. They aren't always blue posts. I saw it on MMO Champ. Okay. I probably just missed the headline. I miss a lot of stuff. What else we got? We got bracers. Voidance, fine. Leech, fine. Speed, fine. Cloak, avoidance, leech, and speed. And then we have spell threads. They don't have listed effects yet, but spell threads and armor kits are probably going to be pretty straightforward. Okay.
Don't die out there.
Can we look at the files and potions? Is Ingenuity more reliable? It's a good question. So I know we have this randomized flask. I saw that. You can increase it to drink. You can drink it to increase a random secondary stat at the cost of 2 other secondary stats, but they're randomized again. That sounds scary. Pardon me. For later reference. Okay, yeah, let me look at this before I get too off topic here. All right, inspiration receives a rework. In Dragonflight, professions received an overhaul. Yeah. Inspiration was quickly determined to be a meta crafting stat. Yeah. Inspiration rework mechanic. Blizzard released, okay, a crafting specific professions update called Concentration detailing the new system. Do we have a link to this original post? Normally they show original. Well, first of all, let's check this. No, okay. This is what I'm after. All right. We'd like to discuss a new system we're cooking up for professions. We added inspiration in Dragonflight to try and capture the fantasy of crits while crafting. If you weren't quite capped or you weren't using max quality reagents, it was a way to get that lucky crit. It could save you some money and you could craft a better item than you would otherwise. That was the hope. But it ended up becoming a situation where crafters take this luck-based system, tell their customers they would recraft an indeterminate number of times, and charge a price per recraft until inspiration struck. So lack of clarity for customers who want items made, lack of decision-making agency for crafter, based heavily on RNG, which was never the goal. So they are removing inspiration. They just haven't done it fully yet in the UI. In its place, we have a new ability for crafters to utilize. Concentration. Concentration is a resource, and you'll have a separate pool of concentration for each crafting profession. It represents your ability to heavily focus on your recipes and exceed your normal capabilities. You choose when you want to concentrate using a button in the crafting window empowering your next craft. Doing so will cause the craft to automatically reach the next level of quality, no questions asked. Kind of reminds me of using an insight. However, such heavy focus can take a toll, costing you some of your profession's concentration resource. The cost is determined by how far away you are from crafting that next quality tier, and is modified by a few variables, such as spec, finishing reagents, and whether you are crafting consumables, reagents, or actual equipment. So if you're incredibly close to being able to craft a max quality sword, you won't need to concentrate too hard to finish the project. However, if you can barely craft it at quality 3, you would have to use most of your concentration to make it at quality 4. For those who want to focus on ingenious breakthroughs when concentrating, We also have a new stat to support your endeavors. This is ingenuity, which gives you a chance to refund the concentration spent on a craft. The more ingenuity you have, the higher your chance to get the full refund. Outside of the ingenuity-fueled refunds, concentration will regen over time when you are not at cap. Our goal is to provide crafters with a more deterministic way to accomplish the original objectives and intent behind inspiration, shore up a lack of skill gear, more agency over their crafting. So what I like is I like concentration over inspiration. I like that it's a resource that regenerates over time. So like if you just kind of want to make something once in a while and you want to do it more efficiently, that seems like a good use. As well as being able to, like if you just want to make one thing for yourself and you can't really quite do it, you could use your concentration to get there. That seems good. Ingenuity just seems like more math for craft sim. Because there's always a right answer when it comes to gold making and efficiency. It just seems like more math that has a lot of variables because it's more math that has a lot of variables because of all of the different things that go into how much concentration a given thing would use for you. I'm sure that is math that someone who is way smarter than me can make an add-on do. But, yeah. I like concentration. Current version of me is not convinced that the new stat was necessary. And it might cause more confusion than satisfying gameplay. But that is also an easy first reaction to have to any of these profession changes that they're doing. And it may come out that after we've kind of gotten used to it and gotten the hang of it, and by we I mean me, that I actually like it and it's kind of fun. Because I do like the Dragonflight mode of crafting stuff. I just didn't really use it for gear. I used it for alchemy. Sucks if a guildmate needs a rank 5 item right before raid and I'm out of concentration. Just replacing insight. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, and having it not be like a currency-based thing seems good. What if you drink coffee? I'd rather use concentration than insight. Ingenuity, I understand what they're talking about here, but it just seems like it makes the math hard. Hope they won't do mining harvesting while mounting. I don't know if I agree. We save coffee for Harvey. Yeah, interesting. Okay, well, I'm glad that we found that. That helps give context to what we're looking at here. So there was back in the enchants, there was a tool enchant that would enchant your crafting tool with ingenuity. And notably, I did not see any tool enchants. Okay, never mind, I'm done. There's still resourcefulness. So there is still resourcefulness. Ingenuity by 40, resourcefulness by 45. And then you've got like finesse and stuff. I am imagining deftness. So there are only 2 crafting tool. We have 3 gathering tool enchants and 2 crafting tool enchants. So it looks like right now at least it's ingenuity or resourcefulness. Because yeah, inspiration is gonzo. Hickflick, thank you very much for the 40-month resub. I wish deafness applied to all XPECs. Appreciate it. Okay. Well, that helps my understanding of this situation a little bit. It would be good if they can get the... If they're doing away with inspiration, then a little cutting out of the journal will be good. What other flasks do we have? We looked at Alchemical Chaos. Saving Grace is a flask where when you heal someone below 25% health, it gives you 15% healing done for 10 seconds. That kind of seems not worth it. How often are you saving somebody from below a quarter health? And if it's that dire, is 15% for 10 seconds going to save the day and replace having like an actual stat flask? Is this just going to be another expansion where we spend the whole thing just chugging versatility? Happy Sunday from Calgary. Windy here today. Feels like 4 Celsius. Felt 4 Celsius with the wind. No, but it might save you 15% of your car insurance. Oh, tempered mastery, aggression, which just gives you crit, swiftness. I'm not currently seeing flasks that make you angry and self-destructive, but then also damage done. We had so many different things in Dragonflight that people could do to hurt their own characters in the pursuit of doing more damage. And as a healer, you could tell exactly who was doing it. It's my 15% healing increased and I need it now. Alright, potions-wise, gain the effect... Whoa, hang on. Tempered flasks. Oh, okay. Gain the effect of all inactive tempered flasks, increasing their associated secondaries. So when you use this potion, it will give you crit, mastery, haste, or versa, depending on whichever one you don't have buffed by your flask, for 30 seconds. That's kind of cool. What does this one do? Restores 1.1 million health and 90,000 mana. Is it just me, or is seeing a potion that just in the tooltip says restores 1.1 million health sound unhinged? I'm not campaigning for like another stat squish or anything, but that is something. Pretty sure 2250. Seen someone thinking it was 4500. The tooltip says 2250.
Farewell.
When I use one, it gave me 2250. Need a 1.1 million mana. Restore a cool mill. Love another stat squish. The actual healing pot says 1.5 mil. Because this one is just like the healing / mana pot. So yeah, I guess the other one is more. The standard healing. Well, no, that's pardon me. That's the copper quality one. I guess you'll get more health out of the better quality ones. Let me look at more stuff.
Be quick about your
Also, I'm
business.
thirsty. Yeah, 1.5 mil from the gold quality Algarian healing potion. I wonder if it's gonna have a new icon or if we're good with that icon. Size difference insane. Yeah, they make these NPCs super big so you can find them. I think there is a little bump to bag size. Stat squish for midnight is what people are saying. Not this expansion, but the next one. I enjoy the say no to stat squishes. Use scientific notation. Let's get these nerds to do some, not math, but do love making nerds do math. Draft of Silent Footfalls. Invis. Based on crafting quality. 12 to 18 seconds. I like how... So, like, with this one, this healing potion restores varying amounts of health depending on crafting quality. And the exact amount of health you're going to get is notated in the tooltip. This one says 1.5 mil, the copper says 1.1. This tooltip says it's gonna be somewhere, like, more than 12 and less than 18, depending on, like, what it is. Instead of just saying, like, 12, 16, 18, or whatever it is, 12, 15, 18, on the actual tooltips. I love that. That's hilarious. I don't think it's a good idea. I also don't think anybody's going to be using subpar invis pots for anything. Subpar invis pots are usually just fodder for reclaiming concoctions, but because it's an invis pot, it's just hilarious to be like, listen, it said 12 to 18. I was just hoping we could roll high. Which is not, it's not an RNG thing, I don't think. It's just a funny tooltip. Whether these potions require you have one file active. All effects if you don't have one. So it gave me, when I used that potion, it only gave me one stat despite not having any tempered file active at all, but I don't know how it'll work. It might change over time. When in your inventory should display the actual value. It doesn't. It sure doesn't. It says the same thing on the inventory that it does in the vendor. Should as in they have to, not that it's intended to. Okay. 10-minute cooldown sounds fair if it doesn't prevent us from doing a damage pot. Does this mean we're stuck with reagent quality too? Yeah. I was picking copper quality herbs. I've got copper quality micro bloom here. Copper blessing blossom. I still think we have like 1, 2, 3. I didn't save the sewer rat. I couldn't get the fishies. Maybe I'll find him on a vendor here somewhere, and then we can take them to him. We're reading potions right now. The agonizing potion causes your next 6 mana consuming spells or abilities to consume 12 to 8% based on crafting quality of your health instead of using mana. It lasts up to 25 seconds. Yeah, I think it would be 18 seconds at rank 3. I think it's funny that the tooltip just makes you figure that out as opposed to just saying, no, understanding that the tooltip is for a rank 3 version and not like figuring it out. Glad I changed the guild bank already to future proof it. More bag slots? Potion of Unwavering Focus. Fixate on the target enemy within 40 yards to increase your damage dealt to them by 2 to 5% based on item quality. It's so funny to me that that's the way they've chosen to notate that. I wonder if that's just like a placeholder or if they're really going to leave that notation in for the expansion. It doesn't ruin my life or anything like that. Like it's not going to keep me up at night. It's just funny. Elevate your focus to restore mana. Your defenseless until focus is broken. Very good. Potion of the Reborn Cheetah. Drink to give you 60% movement speed for 20 seconds. Will become dazed if struck. Those would be a really fun thing to keep on hand for like raid runbacks if the raid runbacks for whatever reason are really slow. However, if the raid runbacks are slow, it doesn't do you any good to get back super fast unless you also want to go take a snack break. Doesn't share cooldown with combat pots too. Yeah. 5 minute cooldown. Dazed if struck. Testing it yesterday. What else do we got? Increased stealth detection. Every 1 second, the light will attempt to smite a hidden foe within 20 yards. Hilarious for PvP. Presumably not usable in like instance like arenas and stuff like that, but that could be really fun at a BG. Invis and Mythic Plus and still pot the boss? Yeah. Frontline Potion. Consume to gain armor and max health. Whenever you're struck, gain an additional stack and increases the duration. Seems nice for tanks. And then True Sight gives you, there's a perception file. So there are files and flasks. It looks like the combat ones are flasks, which are a 1 hour duration by default. And then the file is a 30-minute duration by default. Both the file and flask are doubled when you consume another one. You can extend the duration by double drinking. Focused Inspiration. Drink 2. Inspiration. Rework mechanic. So I'm assuming that is your Ingenuity or just like a straight rebuff to concentration? I don't know. If you have to do runbacks in raid, ask yourself, why didn't the lock soulstone a healer? Sometimes there's not a lock. There isn't always a lock. Your mom lets you have a lock for raid, right? Look at the fancy person over here who has a warlock in their raid group. File of enhanced ambidextry. Increase crafting speed and deftness by 15%. I refuse to raid without a lock. Do you play the warlock, or do you just have like an emotional support warlock that you're allowed to bring with you everywhere? Restaurants, coffee shops, airplanes. Drink to increase your finesse during the... I'm sorry. This is a file of bountiful seasons. And you drink it to increase your finesse, your gathering finesse, by 39 during the summer. Hang on. Or resourcefulness by 39 during the winter. What is bonko about that is that, unless I'm having an episode, finesse is a gathering stat and resourcefulness is a crafting stat. Also, the whole summer winter thing, that's wild. I'm gonna hope that that's not done yet. Crafting efficiency going off the charts in winter. Is Alpha drunk? And Bascu, thank you for the 6-month resub. Happy half a year. If so, can I have some? Gather in summer and then hibernate in the winter to craft. That's so funny. Oh man, is it like the pally buff? Finesse in the summer and resourcefulness in the winter. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's like, if it's based on the season, it's just kind of a weird thing where like that file will probably have a different value for half of the year because people will probably want it more for one thing than the other. But it's not like any other crafters can get it to work the other way. You know, you're all sharing the same season. Fiery fish, and then we've got the food, which didn't have any. The food doesn't have any effects on it just yet. Although we were looking at daylight delicacy, breakfast sampler, nightfall nourishment, late night snack, which indicated to me that there are possibly foods with different effects based on time of day. We don't know what those effects are yet, or if that's in fact how it's going to work. But based on the fact that we have a seasonal crafting / gathering stat file, it wouldn't surprise me if you could get something that does something different at different times of the day. In an underground X-Spec, yeah. Yeah, I'm sure the seasonal thing would use the server season, and even if you played in the other hemisphere, it would still be using the server season. And then we're back to glyphs. Well, that's fun. I forget. Oh, you know, I remember why I came here. I wanted to look on the trinket vendor. Hang on. Train me in brass goods. We've got a 36 slot reagent bag. I don't have any reagent bag right now, so let's get that on. Chronic cloth reagent bag. That's the old one, right? 36 slots. Equipping will bind it to you. And then, yeah, let's do that. Gain 1,000 spec points for Kazlagar herbalism. Requires herb 15. I think I still need herb 25 to actually spend those herb spec points. Yeah, I need to go I need to go actually pick another 8 herbs to get my skill up, unless this guy does it too. No, I think I'll have to actually go grind that up. However, bottomless bag of, so this is just for testing. Bottomless bag of Kazlagar general goods, optional goods, alchemy goods, etc., etc. Okay, so the good news is we can probably get the fish to give to that sewer rat. Yeah. Skins or flowers. Here, let's get the flowers.
Walk with the earth.
What did it have in it? It has 1,000 of each thing in gold quality. So that's kind of fun because we can actually try the experimentation out and see what's going on with that. I also wanted chanting, inscription, engineering, leatherworking, tailoring, or skins. General goods.
Go in peace.
General goods. Okay, so in general goods, we have ingots, oils, powder, leyline residue, gloom fathom hide, viridian charm cap. It looks like we have a lot of reagents that you would get from one profession or craft with one profession that might be needed for others. And then a profaned tinderbox. Spark of omens and okay, good. There's the spark. Fractured spark of omens. Valor stones. Okay. Oh, so Valor stone is the new name of our flight stone then. That's cool. I can get on board with that. I was hoping he had meat. Oh, maybe one of these other guys has meat. Or fish. Nomi. Nomi must have it. Alpha Dragonflight, Master Chef, and Lord of Flame. Firelord Nomi the Second. Oh, did he fall in love, or is this a... Here, give me 1,000 basically beef. We definitely need the Dornish pike. Give me like 100 of those. We don't question the Nomi. Is that Nomi's son? Firelord Nomi, how do you take over the Fire Nation? This Kazalgar tomato looks a lot like a pomegranate.
Life is more pleasant
Okay.
on a full
I am.
stomach.
What is. You have. Sparks. Courage. Okay, so they can give me more experimentation. The thing that lets you continue experimenting after you've blown up. We can definitely do some of that. I guess what I'm looking for is we got herbalism tools and stuff. Okay. Fishing pole. What I was looking for.
I have
There's all
just
the
the
herbs
thing
again.
for
An alchemist stone, but I might be able to
you.
make one.
Ancestors watch
Crafting
over
orders.
Goddess, watch over you.
Because I don't know if they have. I think the tables you still have to go to Dornagal for.
Looking for something special?
So I should probably pick up as much as I need of various things before we get there. Or before we go back. You have experience with pomegranates.
I've been
So
expecting.
yeah, let's just take another bag of alchemy goods. And maybe a bag or two of enchanting goods. And then for cooking,
Walk with the earth.
we can pick up just 100 of everything. Because I would love to make... I wonder if some of these cooking ingredients are eatable. You've got spiced meat stock, chopped mycobloom, and portioned steak. And all of them have their own food buff on them. I don't know if I want to be cooking with caraway dust. Okay. Let's go back to Dornagal and we can do some alchemy experimentation. I don't see why not. I have some questions about it. Should I get another bag? Oh no, I got a few of them already. No, that's enchanting goods. What if I run out of herbs? Sure, we can come back.
Greetings, traveler.
Bottomless bag of herbs. Oh yeah, I can have a few of those. Good, 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 good. Yeah, there's an Isle of Dorn, so there's Dornish things in this expansion. Reminding us of our favorite region of the A Song of Ice and Fire universe. I think I should be able to. I have my Hearthstone up, but I think we can just walk through the new portal. What do you mean I don't eat? My character eats feasts. We eat eggs. We kept the deviled eggs around. We put food buffs on. Could have called him Gorian. Alright. Portal over here. We happy with the Dornagal portal area? I think it looks nice. They got some of their flora in the area. These poor guys have to do this until the end of time. That's kind of a bummer. Portal itself not finished. Yeah, I wonder if it's going to look more like one of these ones when it's done. Alright, let's go to the alchemy area. Because now that we have all this stuff, we should be able to salvage a bunch of things. And we also should be able to get some vials and maybe make some potions to salvage. Yeah, it'd be cool if they could get Pedro Pascal to do some voice acting. I want... Yeah, alchemy. Look, I remembered where it is. The first place I learned how to get back to. This is great. Our alchemy bench is in here. We wanted to get some stuff to salvage, first of all, because we... hang on. Get some Corway catalyst, which is going to be from neutralizing concoctions, which I, don't have. And then you can get dilution solution from stuff. So if we make some Algarian healing potions first, because first... I mean, I could have bought them. I just totally forgot. There should be a vendor somewhere? No? Vendor outside? Where is the supplies vendor? Trainer. Oh, I don't think they're ready yet. Oh, man. What about the alchemy supplies bag that I bought? Didn't I buy one of those? Bottomless bag of alchemy goods. Okay, that at least gives us Corway catalyst. That's nice. So let's go back to the bench. He's on a break. A lot of the vendors in Dornigal don't seem like they're fully on board yet. All right, are we ready to? All right, follow-up question. Is an alchemist lab bench different from an alchemist table? I kind of thought this was going to do it, but it's not. Lab bench isn't available. Yeah. Is this a lab bench? It is a lab bench. Why is there a different... Why different? Why not same? Okay, we have lab bench at least. That's good. And real. First craft. And now we have a thing that we could neutralize, and that's going to extract more coreway catalyst. Some good. Shall we experiment? We can salvage some blessing blossom. Undiscovered recipes to learn. See if this... I'm sure it could blow me up, but I just kind of want to see it, you know. New equals better. It's just funny that the old table is inside. But it's not like this is a dragonflight alchemy bench, and this one's a Khazalgarian one. Like, they're both generically alchemy themed with some pinchers. I guess it's probably for picking up hot things, not for eyeballs. Fingernails. Oh, we learned how to make the Algarian... Oh, we learned meticulous experimentation. So that was the first thing that I learned. What's funny is I'm pretty sure we did a wild experimentation, but it still says first craft. Can I do it again? Also, I did explode. It didn't give me a cooldown. Okay, now it's giving me a cooldown. So, something's happened. I have been transformed into a monstrous creature for 15 minutes. My recent experimentation had a hazardous outcome. You should take a moment to recover before endangering yourself again. Oh no, my foot bones. Yeah, I don't think the explode can actually kill you. I think 1 HP is as low as you go. What, you cute. But we bought... Formulated Courage. Allows you to continue your pursuit of alchemical greatness for 10 minutes no matter the cost. That got rid of the experimentation thing, but did not remove my slime. So if I want to keep going, I have to continue being made of slime. Let's try meticulous experimentation. So the wild experimentation took 30 herbs each, whereas the meticulous one only takes 10. But it looks like maybe it can still pop ya. I want to know if I can discover thaumaturgy. I mean, it's going to require a philosopher's stone. Doesn't... I don't know. We'll see. Meticulous experimentation. On cooldown. Oh. That has a 2-day cooldown as it stands. I've also, once again, had a catastrophe. And also, I've now grown gills, for better or for worse. Alright, this is excellent. You know what's going to make people less mad about blowing up when they are alchemizing? I love it. Nerd0, thank you for the 18-month resub. I have never looked so good in my life. Holy smokes. I want to live like this all the time. Can I do stuff? Can I cast? I don't have a target. Do I have a target dummy I could use? I want to be a Kiltier's Pandaria. Oh well. Can you do a raid like that? Try dancing. Dancing didn't do anything. I can sit. I look very depressed about what I've done. What else do we got? Slash point. Point doesn't do anything. Talk does something. We have dialogue. So we'll try sleep. Oh, yep. Yep. Too much alchemy. Going to bed. That's how I feel after the first week of a new patch. Slash flex. No flex. Does have a... No, no left. You're drowning, there's a breath bar. Oh, good grief. You know what? I know what I have to do. I have a fish head. I'm asphyxiating. This is Lionel, but in reverse. Quick! Where's the water? To the ocean! I know there's like a pool like up here or something like that. Maybe there was a fountain that was closer by. That's so funny. And it's a 13-minute debuff. Do you think that there's gonna be like a social meetup area of oh, my fish head went away. A social area where all of the alchemists that have turned themselves into fish, they get in the pool and they're just like blub. This sucks. So interestingly enough, getting into the water removed the fish debuff. So I'm now no longer a fish. I still have the slime debuff, but I don't on this mount at least. It doesn't look like it. You're probably wondering how I got here. Oh, I had a great time. Yeah. Let's see if I regain slime when I get off my mount. Oh, man. Also, see if I remember where I was going. It was over here. This is the Soaring Spell Tome mount. This is the Mage Tower mount. Yeah, so when you get off your mount, it's just not available on a mount. That's so funny. All right. What else do I want to do? I can make a mana potion. Get our alchemy skill up a little bit. We need 25 alchemy skill to begin specializing. I didn't buy the alchemy knowledge. I probably should have done that. I think the new professions are really fascinating. I like finding out what's new in them. Yeah, man. Yeah, so you only explode when you experiment. I was just crafting mana pots. That should be pretty safe. However, I have lots of liquid courage. How much of it did I buy? 16? So we can continue experimenting. I guess I should figure out where the nearest fountain is. Because there's lava down there. That's no good. There's water up here, certainly. But you're actually probably closer to this when you're alchemizing. They should really install like a little pool. If this is going to happen all the time, they should really put like a little kiddie pool. I would enjoy that. Yeah, so the meticulous one, even without the explosion debuff, still has a 2-day cooldown. But if you want to continue doing it less efficiently, you can use 3 times as much herb, which doesn't seem that bad. It uses less catalyst this way. That's kind of weird. Because herb prices tend to race to the bottom. You can't right-click off debuffs. You can only right-click off buffs. Should be an alchemist crafting item that puts a fishbowl on your head. File of enhanced ambidextry. Oh yeah, the crafting speed and deftness. Maybe we should use it. There we go. Craft a little faster. Okay. Can't do that yet. Oh no, I exploded. What happened this time? Oh, for heaven's sake. I'm stinky now? Putrid. Punishing those around you for your own mistakes. I wonder if there's a visual for that that's being overridden by the slime monster visual. Man. So we can hit the courage thing again. I might need a lot more of these. Here, let me see if I have Shuzen in my map channel. I don't have Shuzen available right now. As far as I know, that's the only flying dog that comes to mind. Okay, So I'm stinky, but I can keep going. If that's not life, I don't know what is. How about the Quillen? There definitely are Quillen mounts. I don't have that one either. I know there's Remix Quillen. It says it's marked for dynamic flying. I just don't know what the thing is. Oh, we've got Jinlao. Does this one fly? This is a ground mount. This one doesn't fly. In general. As a person who never uses big mounts, love dragon riding without a dragon. I wonder why that first... I guess I should say, Are you live on YouTube as well? No, I do post the recordings of my streams to YouTube after they're done, with a day or two of lag time. I have a VOD channel on YouTube, but I am live on Twitch only. Yeah, I've been exploding a lot more than I remembered doing. I wonder if the explosion rate is quite high on the wild experimentation, but that maybe when you get into doing like thaumaturgy or, you know, your meticulous one is like more reasonable. Anyway, we can make files of enhanced ambidextrous so we can level up that way. It is wild after all. That is true. That is true. Alright, we got enough alchemy skill to get some specializations. So in thaumaturgy, you can master the art of transmuting materials into other substances. Lets you make core-way catalysts, gain bonus stuff, transmutagen, increase your resourcefulness, skill, additional yields. And then otherwise we've got potions, flasks, and then general mastery. General mastery has experimenting. Create reagents with combinations of herbs. Prove the chance to discover new formulas. Usually that's a good one to go in for first. And then next time I'm at the Flascator... Oh, I'm drowning again. Oh, man. Good news is there's water right over the hill. Bloop, 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 bloop. So once you gain your breath back, I still have the fishy debuff actually. Last time it went away. Let's stay underwater a little longer. Well, now I'm drowning underwater, but I still have the fish. There he goes. Okay. Just alchemy things. This is a lot of fun. I like digging through profession stuff. Especially alchemy, because it's one that I know I'm going to use. I should make some time to like really figure out everything that I can from this and then get it all organized so that I have some answers. It's like you have to return the fish to its home. Hope all the other professions have such random glory. That's just such a fun... I mean, I'm not somebody... I never really got that upset about the experimenting thing because I figured you just... I don't know, log on and do it again later after your character's burns have worn off. But the fish thing's pretty fun. And it's only a 15-minute cooldown. I don't remember how long it used to be, but I feel like that's not too bad. I want to make and try out the buddy rings. Blacksmith version. Ow, my thumb. Oh, man. This is, if nothing else, going to teach me where the profession areas are. Right here in the foregrounds. Everything is according to where it is in relation to the trading post, because that's the only thing marked on the map. So if I can keep making this for skill ups, I think I should do that. I didn't get any crafting tools, but that's okay. Wasn't it like 2 hours? That sounds true. That sounds right. I can't speak for other professions. I've only looked at alchemy so far. Hoping I can manage to make money for Alch next X pack. Total flop for me this time. Oh, that's a bummer. What does that file do? Enhanced ambidextry gives you crafting speed and deftness by 15%, which I feel like is going to be kind of a burner file because there are people that will craft and gather in the same character, and maybe they'll do so both within the same hour, but like I think a lot of people, especially with warbanks, will have a separate character that gathers and a separate character that crafts. Might go the alchemy life in War Within. Blacksmithing was too much for me. Doing that for sure would be rad. Yeah, I don't think. I guess I don't know, but but I always thought the experimentation was an alchemy specific thing. Wonder if the old files from Dragonflight will work with crafting in general. I feel like they have to nerf them. Either that or just make the new ones better, but I think there's probably problems with making them, with adding power creep in crafting effectiveness. So I think that probably like just won't work for Kazogarian professions. Being real rich seems fun. You get to get on your big shiny expensive mounts and RP walk around town. Still planning on beginning War Within being broke, Kappa. Sometimes it might not even be a plan. It might be just how it happens. What's our skill up to? 68, so we can take another profession. Let's do thaumaturgy next, because flasks and potions are probably pretty straightforward. I think I want to be able to look at... Oh yeah! Let's look at what the specialization will get you as we get further into these. I guess we can also pop back to town to buy some spec points to play with. And I'm going to remember that the portal back to town is in this big building that is kind of on the north side of the dungeon entrance. There we go. Done with collecting crafted mogs for Dragonflight? Congratulations, that's a huge project. Holy smokes. Was it very expensive, or did you make everything yourself? And if so, was that very expensive? Yeah, level capping them would work fine. I was going to go get alchemy knowledge. That's right. Making a dwarf for this new X-Pack? Probably. I don't know a dwarf of what designation. I haven't picked a class for it or anything. Some is expensive, some not so much. Gathered a lot of things. Have to use the work order for some. Raid drop patterns. Gotcha. Well, congrats. Alright, I need profession training. Yeah.
I have just the
Give me...
thing for you.
Give me a guide to alchemy. 1,000 alchemy spec points. There we go. If only it was this easy. So, in the alchemical mastery tree, our first node, 50 points, gives you straight alchemy skill per point. Bonus skill. Learn how to craft harmonious horticulture. Before I get carried away, what's that? Harmonious horticulture is a reagent. It looks like the new Omnium Draconis. Created by experienced alchemists. Can be bought and sold in the auction house. 10 Mica Bloom, 5 Lure Drops, 5 Orbinins, 5 Blessing Blossoms, and 5 Aerithor Sphere. That's the new Omnium Draconis. Harmonious horticulture is nicer to say. Alright. Carrying on. Subspec. Formulated Courage. So you can craft the item that lets you overcome your experimentation blow-up cooldown. Mind you, that cooldown is only 15 minutes now, down from whatever it was before. But... Oh, we've got thaumaturgy now. We can now craft Formulated Courage. It takes Mica Bloom and some vials. So it's pretty cheap to make as well. You have to make it for yourself. It's BOP. You cannot buy it in the auction house, but it seems pretty inexpensive to get that. So I think that the blowing up mechanic seems pretty easy to overcome, which almost makes it fiddly that it's there in the first place. But by all means, the fish drowning thing I think is fun enough to make it worth it for me. Oh, okay. We keep going. And our next big benefit bonus. Consequences of experimentation are now humorous rather than deadly most of the time. So I wonder if that means less cooldowns, more fish heads? What if the fish head one is counted as deadly? Because it's deadly if you're AFK. If you don't notice that you're a fish and then you go load up the dishwasher and then you're like, oh, geez, I drowned. Yeah, you definitely don't have to wait hours in bad RNG. That is nice. Because if you're just an air-breathing fish, that kind of takes all the fun out of it. And then the rest of these are just for straight alchemy skill. Our first sub-spec over here, we've got Herb Lord. This is an alchemy specialization, mind you. But you're gaining skill to recipes that use mica bloom. Increase the chance to discover recipes that use this herb. And if they're all known, instead gain +1 to maximum yield from experimenting with it. Experimenting with it is less likely to cause catastrophic consequences. You may sometimes recover flasks as a result from experimenting with that herb specifically. And then skill to the recipes. And we have one of these lore trees for each of the 5 herbs. They do the same thing. Skill to recipes, increased chance to discover, etc., etc. That's interesting. Edgewood, thank you very much for the 7-month resub. Maybe it turns you into a bunny or something. And then you've got crafting speed, recipes with blessing blossoms. So there's, yeah, so you need this tree at least far enough as horticulture to get going on it. And then these trees, I guess they're important because you get direct skill with recipes that use, pardon me, that specific herb. So, so it is alchemy skill still. It's just that you might want to figure out which recipes you want to specialize in making in, and then reverse engineer which herbs they are. And that's on top of things like the flasks and whatnot. Okay. That's all fine. Kind of like potion file lore. Yeah! We also have potion and file lore. Maybe when I get my skill up high enough, we can get into those, because that's going to require level 75 and then probably level 100. I want to know what's in this tree. Here. This is the thaumaturgy specialization. It's on the far right. Your core node has 55 points. Further your understanding of the compounds which make up all things. Gain +1 skill to thaumaturgy and transmutations per point. So, transmuting. But acts of thaumaturgy, it sounds like there's other things besides just transmuting. We've got performing acts of thaumaturgy gives you additional transmutagen, gives you Coreway Catalyst, gives you a beautiful gemstone, gives you gleaming transmutagen. Learn how to transmute that into a random combination of transmutagens. And your first act of thaumaturgy a day yields a significant amount of extra. So, I feel like there must be a good reason they did not just call this transmutation. There must be other non-transmutation acts of thaumaturgy, unless they just have gotten real high on their own dictionary. Which is possible. I know what happens to me. Okay, cool. Now we've got different things here. So there is a transmutation specific subtree that has 30 points. Gaining skill in transmutation, and learning it empowers your philosopher's stone. All of these increase the frequency. Yeah, this is just straight transmute buff. Any hint on what the new Ryther bark is going to be? I wouldn't know how to figure that out. The thing I think that partially made Ryther bark so valuable was not only that it was used in commonly desired crafts, but also that the availability of it kind of sucked compared to the other herbs. You found the other ones much more often. Alright. What else do we have? Mercurial materials. Mercurial transmutations. Volatile. So there's different types of transmutation? Mercurial transmutagen into using volatile and ominous transmutagens. I need a degree to figure this out. This seems new. Or I've been on live for 2 hours and I'm the marbles aren't clinking around so good no more. Okay. And then this is for volatile transmutation. So what I want to do is I want to just like sink into all of this. And then I want to go look through the journal again to see if I can figure out what they mean by that. Recipes. Oh. So we have lots of transmutations. And we have transmutation-specific materials that are byproducts from performing other transmutation. I think this is maybe a little more convoluted than just the rousing awakened things. You can make... So we have a transmutagen for each of these categories, which is mercurial, volatile, ominous, gleaming. 4 categories of transmutagens. Let's just finish filling this out. Transmutations now grant. So in order to gain those things, you need to do a transmutation in the first place, and you need to have the specialization, the subspec unlocked that lets you get it. So unlocking the Gleaming Transmutagen subspec allows you to gain that component when you do transmutations. And then you get more of it, and then it learns you how to transmute mundane transmutagens into gleaming, extra skill, chance to gain extra stuff, and then that lets you turn the rarest ones into highly coveted, impressive gemstones that prestigious jewel crafters desire. Lovely. All right. So, volatile transmutagen. Volatile stone. Ominous transmutagen. Ominous call. Mercurial blessings. Mercurial storms. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not understanding where we're going, but I think it's because some of these things don't look finished. Takes JC notes. What are these transmutagens actually for? Apparently gems, ultimately. Like, you can supposedly transmute... You can supposedly, ultimately, transmute the rarest transmutagen into impressive gemstones. I need like a big pin board and a bunch of red thread and being like, okay, so when you do the mercurial one, then you get the ominous one. And then when you do the volatile one, you're going to get the mercurial one. And what are they for? End up pointless because the market is overflooded with gemstones. It sounds like they're for the best, like, it kind of sounds like it's for the limited diamond replacement. I don't know how we got those the first time around, but like for the good ones. Aliens. The answer's always aliens. I have yet to find recipes for... The recipes for actual files seem to require herbs and not transmutagens at all. Other transmutations I can do. Okay, so we could take 80 Gleaming Transmutagen, and we could craft it with a Philosopher's Stone, which I still don't have, into the Blasphemite, which is for that, like, those gems that had the special effects. Guides would be cool. My brain's suffering already. Where is the Alchemist Stone? Algarian Alchemist Stone. Requires level 80. When you heal or deal damage, you have a chance to increase your main stat. Highest stat is always chosen. And increases the effect of healing a mana pots on the wearer by 40%. I think that's the same. Nobody wants to do all the transmutation. So volatile weaving. I think the thing is going to be... There's 2 transmutations that require each of the transmutagens. They can't both do the same thing. Otherwise, they're stupid.
So I think I just need more details in this section to figure out what's going on. I don't have a Philosopher's Stone, so I can't try them. I don't know, I have a spark. I don't know. I wonder if there's a workaround for me to, like, get a Philosopher's Stone. I was hoping there would just be one on the vendor. But yeah, it might just be unfinished. You can neutralize concoctions away from the board. Because, yeah, we can turn different transmutagens into other transmutagens. We can also turn different transmutagens into a craft that says, one says ominous herbs and one says mercurial herbs. It doesn't tell me what that means. I have ominous transmutagen. I don't have either ominous or mercurial herbs yet. Miss the days when I just had to transmute thorium to make my legendary. I feel like I love stuff like this once I get what's going on. I just need to... First of all, I think it needs to be finished, and I need to, at some point, get to the bottom of it, and then I'll probably feel better about the whole thing. I do hope there's a point to all of this, though, because one criticism that I think is pretty valid that is sometimes made about the new profession system is that some things are complicated, and it feels like, I'm sure it's not the intent, but it feels like they're complicated for the sake of being complicated. So I want to know what's exciting about having all of these different transmutagens that you can turn into each other deep into profession knowledge trees. Where are we going with that? You know, like I want to know what it's for, and it doesn't say what it's for yet, so we'll have to see. If it's something that's exciting, then I think it could be cool. But yeah, I don't have a problem with the actual crafting of stats, the way that multi-crafted speed and resourcefulness and deftness and finesse and all that. I like all of that. I'm just a little worried about it being needlessly fussy. Because yeah, they've already turned a lot of people off from it just with the overhaul in the first place. So I feel like the last thing that they need to do is to make it. It's hard because whenever anything's new, it's going to be a bit confusing by default just because we haven't seen it yet. But yeah, I think making it hard is not a good thing. Rip backspace. The old trees would be under Dragonflight stuff, I'm assuming. I don't have Dragonflight professions set up. I only have Kazlogar and then Classic. I don't know exactly how the UI is going to work. I'm sure they'll find a way for it, though. The spec trees look like the same UI, but they're new spec trees. You're not using your Dragonfly stuff. I think the downfall is hard to get into if you didn't start from the beginning. I think that there's definitely like that lead time. It wasn't an entire expansion's worth of lead time to get yourself like fully caught up. So you could start late and still have your entire tree finished well before the end of the expansion. But you were gonna be basically like a patch behind. I don't think that you have to start on the first day of War Within, and if you don't start on the first day, it's ruined for like 2 years. I think you can certainly catch up, but it is definitely not as good. It's not going to be as good to do that. I think that they're definitely. I think catch up is a really thorny topic though within this, because of reasons that I'm not smart enough to say right now. Players get demotivated quickly if they have to catch up. Weird question. What do you do with soulbound reagents from old expansions? I delete them, but I delete everything. And sometimes they go, ooh, I shouldn't have done that. I just toss things into cyberspace willy-nilly and then assume it's never going to come back to bite me. Well, this was kind of fun. I had a lovely week of streaming alpha for you guys. I am going to wrap this ship up here because we've made me hungry. And by that I mean that enough time has passed that it's happened. I'm going to be back on Wednesday for another stream, and we'll see what we're getting up to next week when it comes. In the meantime, thank you for watching. I have 2 YouTube channels. One has my YouTube videos that are made for YouTube, and the other one has our stream VODs. There is content on both of them, although if you've been keeping up with streams, the content on the stream VOD channel may be familiar. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for spending this time with me, and thank you so much for supporting the stream in general. It means the world to me. Lets me do this. And I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye.